Well, welcome inside the Athletics and Fitness Center at Clayton State University. The Lock, they call it, as it's the Clayton State Lakers, the 1 seed in the Peach Belt Conference Tournament, 23-5 on the year, up against your number 24 and 2 seeded UNC Pembroke Braves. Trevor Williams with you for Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship basketball this afternoon from just outside of Atlanta, and it's going to be a fun ride today. Buckle up and get ready for 2 of the best teams in this conference, 2 of the most physical teams in this conference to go toe-to-toe. And they are trying to settle a score now from the regular season that had them tied as regular season champs. And there's a chance to break that tie for good here this afternoon, as one of these 2 teams will take home the conference tournament championship, probably also allowing one of these 2 teams to pick up that 3rd seed in the Southeast region, as this essentially will become a seeding team. Both of these teams later tonight, come selection show time, are going to be headed to that NCAA tournament, but the question will be who does it as a Peach Belt Conference champion and who's able to do it as a 3 seed. So there's a lot riding on the line today, as well as revenge on the minds of the UNC Pembroke Braves. The first time that they played here at Clayton State was just a couple weeks ago. It was their only loss in a string of their last 12 games, in which they have gone 11-1. The Lakers, meanwhile, are riding a 14 straight game winning streak. They've done it all without guard Denzel Council. It's the 2nd longest winning streak in school history, just behind the school's best mark of 17 in a single season. It's going to be phenomenal to watch these 2 teams go toe-to-toe today in conference tournament championship action. We'll take a timeout and pause. When we come back, we're going to get you a look back at that last meeting between these 2 sides. We talk about the 2 season meetings that were split, and then we'll meet with both head coaches here on the pregame show, as it's the Braves and the Lakers Peach Belt Conference tournament action coming up in just a few minutes here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Back here inside the Athletics and Fitness Center at Clayton State University. Trevor Williams with you on the pregame show as we get ready for basketball between the Clayton State Lakers and your number 24 UNC Pembroke Braves. A game that will decide the Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship for the co-champions in the regular season, UNC Pembroke and Clayton State. The last time the Braves visited the Lock, it was an 83-73 loss by 10 points to Clayton State, and what was another win in that consecutive stretch for the Lakers. They've now won 14 straight. That was their 10th consecutive when they beat the Braves here. UNCP was ranked 18th at the time, and the setback snapped a 7-game winning streak for the Braves, who went to 21-5 but have not lost since, winners of their last 4 games. That also snapped an 8-game winning streak in the state of Georgia, but the Braves were able to get over that a night ago, in which they beat Francis Marion 94-75 here at the Lock to get through the semifinal round, and they stifled Dietrich Browning, the Peach Belt Conference Player of the Year, with only 11 points. It was his lowest output of the season, in fact, and Browning, with that effort, it was not close to enough for Francis Marion, as the Braves ran away in the second half of that game, outscoring the Patriots 57-43 en route to that 19-point win. It was a very big win for the Braves. Tyrell Kirk got his hot hand back, the freshman, with 19 points, and last year's PBC tournament MVP, Akia Pruitt, with a 20.7 rebound outing for the Braves to help them get into that spot here today in this championship game. On the other side, Clayton State had to come from behind USC Aiken, stifling defense in the opening half against the Lakers, a 35-26 lead at the break. But Clayton State, like UNCP, turned it on in the second half, outscoring USC Aiken by 12 at 47-35. And they had 5 scores in double figures. You can go figure, as Dantes Benjamin led the way with a game-high 19 points, 3 steals, 3 rebounds. Nathan Powell, who's been destructive over his last 10 games, also chipped in 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 steals for the Lakers. Powell in his last 10, 18.7 points per game, 8 rebounds, alongside 3.7 assists per game. That's how these two sides got here to the championship. Clayton State got the 1 seed in the regular season by way of a tiebreaker in their 2 wins over Francis Marion, while the Braves split a season series until a night ago. The Lakers and the Braves, though, that equal conference record of 19-3, and a chance to settle that score this afternoon in the tournament championship. We'll take a timeout. We're going to come back and visit with the opposing head coach, Jimmy Link. We still got Ben Miller to come as well on the pregame show here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Have you rewarded yourself lately? Now's your chance. Download #BraveNation, the free student rewards app for UNC Pembroke. Receive notifications about exclusive information within Brave Nation. Earn points for attending select Brave events. More points equal more rewards. Reward yourself today with #BraveNation. That's #BRAVE Nation. Available for free in the Google Play and App Store. #BraveNation. Get rewarded.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
We're here on the pregame show with the head coach of the Lakers, Jimmy Link. And Coach, first off, congratulations to you. We haven't gotten to talk to you on our network, but for the Coach of the Year honor and for where your team's gotten to this point here into the championship game of this tournament, pretty cool honor, I'm sure. And what was that like when you found that out?
Oh, I mean, it's pretty neat. It just shows, I guess, from the whole year, with our staff, they did a good job of, all the way through, keeping our guys, even keel, trying to go on the streak that we've won 14 in a row. So
right.
That's probably the biggest thing, is trying to keep these guys. But they've done a great job with that. And our players, have, even when teams have really came at us, have sustained runs. And even when we've been down like yesterday, we came back to win. So, it's a compliment to our program, and our guys are doing a good job. But, yeah, it is pretty neat, obviously.
When you talk about that 14-game winning streak, it's now 3 games short of your school's longest in program history. Is it hard at any point to kind of be on that streak and feel that pressure a little bit, especially late into a tournament like this?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's definitely like our guys don't think so, which is good. But I definitely think so. I mean, there's you're running into teams like, Pembroke and a lot. I mean, just back to back to back, everyone's coming for you.
Right.
So it's been, but it's been a fun ride. I can't complain. So
the last time you faced UNC Pembroke here, you guys were able to get the victory, a big one in front of a big home crowd on homecoming. What was that environment like in terms of what you saw the whole season here at the Lock, and what did you see in that game that was so different from the first time that you played UNCP in Pembroke? We're a little different. We've kind of gone small, since that time at Pembroke. Right.
And we go smaller, but then we go back big. But, we mix it up. But the environment was amazing. Obviously, North Carolina Pembroke's a really good team. I mean, I think they got every piece,
Right.
That has a chance to even be top 5 in the country, that good. So I think, that environment helped us. We've been pretty good in here. We've lost 1 conference game in here. So hopefully we can continue. But, I just, they're really good. And it's all, the coach is really good and the program's really good. So for us to even be hosting this and having those guys in here, and we're 1 versus 2 when we're playing each other, I mean, you can say 1 versus 2 or whatever you want to say, but we're both the best, and that's how it works, and it's going to be fun.
For you guys, when you look at this season, your preseason picked 5th in the PBC. Of course, you guys end up knotted up with UNC Pembroke at the end of the regular season as co-champions. What have you seen the biggest difference in this team from week 1 of the season to where they are now?
I think, we had some guys, leave and add, and not add, but we've had, but we've just, I think we've had guys step up. Like, Jalen Taylor has stepped up for us. He was first team All-League. And then Nathan Powell, since actually we played Pembroke at Pembroke, I think he's averaged something like, it was like 18 and 11 and 5 assists since that date. So he's kind of now like just thinks he can't, in his own mind, can't be stopped. But hopefully he'll get it going. But he's been really good, and the guys have stepped up, and defensively we've gotten better too, I think.
And when we talk about these two teams, the two best rebounding teams in the Peach Belt Conference, I'm assuming that's one of your keys to the game. In general with your team, when you talk to them, what are the biggest keys tonight to wrap up a tournament championship?
It's going to be being tough. You got a lot of tough guys out here, and there's going to be a lot of tough guys out on the floor, both teams. But being tough, making your free throws, it's going to be crucial. And then obviously you got to rebound. And then, us being the shoot, I think we're both top 10 in the country in rebounding. It's going to be, it could be a battle of boards, and it should be fun. They're really, obviously Pembroke's really good, and nothing but respect from me for them.
It'll be a lot of fun to watch tonight. Coach, thank you for the time. We're looking forward to getting down to business in this one, and it'll be fun to watch these two sides go at it. Thanks again.
Yeah, thank you.
That was head coach of the Lakers, Jimmy Link. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and speak with Ben Miller, the head coach of the Braves, right after this here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Back here on the pregame show with the head coach of the Braves, Ben Miller, as we get ready for championship basketball in the Peach Belt Conference this afternoon in Morrow, Georgia. Coach, we talked about it a little bit yesterday in the postgame, but this is probably about as perfect as you could have written it up. A chance for two teams who finished as co-champs in the regular season to decide it in the tournament. What are your feelings coming into this game now as you guys head for this final PBC tournament matchup?
Well, a lot of excitement. I mean, this is like we said yesterday, it's a fun time of year, and to have a chance to still be playing this time of year in a game like this, that's what our guys have worked for. This off season, fall conditioning, throughout the regular season. It's a long regular season. But to be at this point and be one or two teams still left in the Peach Belt competing is a lot of fun.
For you guys to be making your program's third PBC championship game appearance, obviously back-to-back seasons now for you, what do you learn from seasons like last year when you're able to go through the entire tournament? Do you take a certain coaching style, preparation style from the tournament a year ago into this year? Are there lessons you learned from that you think help prepare you for the second time around?
Not so much in terms of the strategy part. Sometimes logistically you learn in terms of, shoot-arounds, travel arrangements, just little detail things that our staff does a great job. They really take care of most of that stuff for me. As far as strategies, and game preparation, it changes for every opponent. Philosophically, there's not major changes with how we like to play, but personnel-wise, you got to make adjustments. Clayton State's got a lot of really good players, and it's a fun chance to compete against a great team.
They average 5 in double figures on their side, and Nathan Powell's really been playing very well essentially since the last time that he faced you guys in Pembroke. Had a great game here when you guys came to Morrow the first time around. What's the focus in terms of trying to slow him down as kind of one of the catalysts for this offense?
Yeah, he's an all-conference player. Him and Taylor, I think, were first team. And they got other guys, too, that are really capable, even guys that they're similar to us. They got guys that come off the bench that could probably start most places in the league, guys like Beneman and Kinsey. And so they got really good inside-out balance. They defend very well. They're very fundamentally sound on defense. They don't do a lot of what I would say junk defense. I mean, they're pretty meat and potatoes, old school, man-to-man. But what they're doing has been really effective.
they go with a little bit of a smaller lineup at times on the floor. You'll see them move Powell to the 4. How much does it help with your team, the versatility that you guys have across 1 to 5 in terms of guys' ability to kind of step out on the perimeter? We've seen Akia Pruitt do that multiple times, but how do your forwards' versatility kind of play into this game in terms of helping you guys out on the defensive end?
It does. Now, we got to do a better job than we did here at their place last time, because we did not guard them very well. And they do present some matchup problems because of, they've got guys that can play in and out. A guy like Powell that can penetrate but also go post up. So, if he's got a bigger guy, he's going to take you outside. If he's got a little guy, he'll post you up. So, everybody, our bigs and our guards, have got to be able to play defense all over the floor.
And in this game now, we talk about that last meeting here against Clayton State, the one that didn't go your guys' way. What are the biggest things you see that the team can turn around kind of right away into this contest to change the result, what happened the last time you guys were here at the Lock?
Well, we made some adjustments on matchups. Now, that being said, the way we play and switching ball screens, everybody's got to be dialed in and tuned into the strengths of their entire roster. However, I'd say ultimately, we got to do a better job of containing dribble penetration. They're really good at it. They got multiple guys. They're kind of like us. They're not relying on one ball handler or playmaker. They got, 3 or 4 guys who can really handle the ball. And so, as a team, we got to protect the paint, rebound, and then offensively, get good shots. And the shots don't always come as quick against them. They don't really press and trap. And Francis Marion, sometimes they'll steal it or you'll get a quick look early, right. Whereas these guys, you got to be patient. Sometimes reverse the ball, look at your second and third options, and just try to work to get good shots consistently.
All right, well, we're looking for all those keys to be in full display for you guys this afternoon. Good luck in the championship game, Coach. We'll talk to you after.
Thanks, Trevor.
That was Ben Miller with us here on the pregame show. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back, give you the starting 5s for both sides as we get ready for PBC Tournament Championship action here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Welcome back inside the Clayton State Athletics and Fitness Center. Trevor Williams with you on the UNCP Sports Network, and we're just about ready for basketball here at Clayton State University, the hosts of this Peach Belt Conference tournament, as the 1 seed and the 2-seeded UNC Pembroke Braves a chance to assert their dominance for a second straight year in the PBC and take home the tournament championship crown. They did a year ago in South Carolina, and they have a chance to do it now 1 state further south in Georgia this time around. We'll look at the starting 5 for UNC Pembroke, and head coach Ben Miller, who's in his 10th season with the Braves, already has gone to 4 NCAA tournaments, is the program's all-time wins leader, and is likely on his way to his 5th NCAA tournament. His starters look like this. All-PBC second-teamer Brandon Watts at the guard, along with freshman David Struther, who's out of Lumberton, North Carolina. Akia Pruitt, All-PBC second-teamer, the program's first defensive player of the year, will anchor the post, along with Nigel Grant, who's an All-PBC first-team selection. Tyrell Kirk rounds out the 5 as the other true freshman starter for the Braves. For Clayton State, Nathan Powell, the senior standout in his last 10 games, 19 points per game. Justin Tuxson, the junior from Stafford, Virginia, will be with him at the guard, along with Aubrey McCray, who shoots 62 of 137 this year from 3. Jalen Taylor, Jacarl Owens are the forwards. Taylor at 6'6". He's just a freshman here from out of the state of Georgia, and Jacarl Owens, the senior from nearby Macon, and a transfer from Armstrong State. It's Jalen Taylor across from Akia Pruitt for the opening tip here this afternoon. The officials are Archibald Whaley, Scott Smith, and Michael Cullen. Glad to have all of you with us here inside the Athletics and Fitness Center at Clayton State as Pruitt stands across from Taylor. Braves will go left to right, Clayton State right to left. Braves in all black, Clayton State in their home whites. It's the same setup as just a couple weeks ago when the Braves were here on homecoming. Just over 2 weeks exactly. As the opening tip is tapped by Pruitt down into the hands of McCray. He's able to earn it right in front of the timeline, and Clayton State will have it in the front court on our left side to open their possession here this afternoon. Down to the post it goes right away with Taylor trying to spin around on Pruitt. He puts a hand in on the basketball, and he's called for a foul as Taylor tried to sweep a left-handed hook shot up to the basket. So Akia Pruitt picks up his first personal and the first team foul, and it'll be free throws right out of the gates for Jalen Taylor. Taylor, a first-team member of this Peach Belt Conference, all-conference team this year, along with fellow teammate Nathan Powell. Of course, on the Braves side, Nigel Grant, the first free throw goes for Jalen Taylor. 13 points per game for Taylor, and he's third in the PBC in field goal percentage. Gets set at the line to send in his second free throw, and this one also good. So a perfect trip to the line to start on the foul from Akia Pruitt, and it's 2-0 Clayton State. Just 13 seconds in here at the lock. So David Struther takes it on the offensive side down to our right for the Braves for the first time. On the right wing with it is Brandon Watts, dribbling between the legs, goes up high, back up to Struther. Half the shot clock gone for the Braves. Back into the right wing with Watts looking down to the post on the right block for Nigel Grant. Sets it up on the baseline from 10 out. Spins towards the end line. Tries to put it up off glass. Taylor was there with a hand. 6 to shoot. Watts collects the ball underneath the basket. Trying to pull it out with 3 to shoot. Goes to the far side corner with Struther, and he threw his heel back, and that's into the sideline. A turnover by the Braves, and it's back to Clayton State. 2-0 Lakers over your UNCP Braves. 39 seconds in. Ben Miller directing traffic in front of us for his defense as Brandon Watts starts all the way down to the defensive end, and he's already pressed into Nathan Powell. Watts drew the defensive assignment against the leading scorer in the PBC yesterday, Dietrich Browning, who averaged 25 points per game coming in. He held him to 11, and he's now tasked with trying to stop Nathan Powell, who has it at the point, dribbling towards the free throw line, rises up over Akia Pruitt, who grabbed him on a ball screen, switch, and Pruitt forces a tough shot that comes up just short. Struther the other way on the long rebound, bounces down to Pruitt in the right block, turns around towards the cup, angles back with a right hand, able to lay it in from about 2 feet out, and the Braves have it even at 2. 1 minute gone here in Morrow, Georgia. Jacarl Owens with it up at the top of the key for the Lakers. He's looking to pass right away, defended by Grant. Struther defends a high ball handoff, doesn't allow the handoff to happen. It goes over to Powell on the right wing, tries to bounce it back here right in front of the table, and it's behind a cutting guard, Aubrey McCray, and out of bounds. First turnover for the Lakers, and the Braves able to force that miscommunication with the heavy pressure back up at the point. 1 turnover to either side, and 1:20 gone in this contest, all tied at 2. Akia Pruitt has it on the right wing for the Braves, goes up high to Watts, swings it around far side with Kirk. Down to the post with Pruitt on the far side block, spins a righty hook from 6 outs, good for Akia Pruitt, and he has the first 4 for the Braves. The MVP of the PBC tournament last season showing off early for UNC Pembroke, has him up 4-2. High ball pass up at the point, drive down the right side lane from McCray, ripped out by Brandon Watts. He's taking it the other direction, throws up to Tyrell Kirk. Kirk trying to take it all the way to the basket, adjusts in air, missed the shot. Watts trying to follow, and a foul called against Clayton State on the rebound. Tough play for Tyrell Kirk as he was barreled into by Aubrey McCray. McCray picking up his first personal. They called this after the shot on the rebound, so the Braves will have it under the basket. First team foul for Clayton State. Watts to inbound along the far side of the painted area, throws into the left corner with Akia Pruitt, back up high through Grant, down to the right block from Kirk to Pruitt, tries to turn it off glass, missed the shot. Pruitt grabs an offensive board, tries to put it back up, and he's fouled, and the Braves will have free throws coming. Against Jalen Taylor, his first personal, second team foul for the Lakers, and Pruitt at the line for 2 shots. Still waiting for the stat monitors to get warmed up here, but the Braves, with all the offensive rebounding opportunities early this season, they lead the PBC in rebounding margin at plus 6.7, and Pruitt canning his first of the 2 shots. He now has all 5 points for the Braves, who lead 5-2 with 18:02 left in this first half. 14.3 offensive rebounds per game is 10th in the nation for the Braves, and Pruitt misses the second. McCray able to get into the lane and grab the rebound for Clayton State. Powell will have it up the floor on a right-handed dribble, crossing over between the legs with slider shorts down underneath that almost touched the ankles. Into the post to Taylor on the left block. Shot blocked by Pruitt as he tries to pull it up with the left hand, and Pruitt denying Taylor to send it out to the Braves, and Tyrell Kirk on the right wing. Takes it up high, double team for a moment, goes to the right wing with Pruitt, bounces down to Grant, double team, and then they fade off. Grant into the lane, fading away off the back end of the cast iron, pops up high, bounces back down for 2, and Grant has the Braves up to 7. 7-2 lead for UNCP. Clayton State had the first bucket, nothing since. Powell a quick angle to the left wing for 3, and it's missed by Aubrey McCray. Rebound back out to Tyrell Kirk along the far side. Passes to our near side wing with Watts, a dribble behind the back, down towards the post with Pruitt on the right block. Braves trying to assert their dominance inside. Pruitt going right back to work, spins towards the baseline off his right side, turn to righty hook, a little too strong, and that shot with too much mustard comes back off to Jacarl Owens. He'll run the floor at the forward position, dribble around Grant down to the lane, tries to go coast to coast. Pruitt forces a tough shot. Taylor trying to pick up a rebound underneath. It's stripped out by Nigel Grant, and it bounces off of Grant out of bounds to stay with the Lakers. 16:54 left in the first half, and that clock's still running up top, and the officials have to put this back on. It should be 16:54 from when we looked up when that ball is out of play. Maybe a couple more seconds than that, maybe in 16:56. As it's 7-2 Braves, and James Murray Boyles will check in for UNC Pembroke and give Akia Pruitt a rest after 5 early points in the Braves' first 7. One of our officials, Scott Smith, at the table to talk with the timekeepers to see where they want to set this clock to. Looks like they're going to put 16:57 up on that clock here in this first half. 7-2 UNCP leading, and Nathan Powell have the inbound underneath for Clayton State along the near side of the lane. Lakers playing in front of the Braves bench here in this first half. Trying to look for an inbound into the corner to Justin Tuckson. Didn't have it, lobs it up high to Taylor. Taylor goes down towards the block, lobs it to Powell, but he barrels right into Brandon Watson. An offensive foul against Jalen Taylor. Quickly, the all-PBC first teamer picks up his second personal, and he'll head right to the bench to take a seat as Kyle Kinsey checks in for Jimmy Lincoln, the Lakers. Lincoln, his 3rd season with Clayton State, 8th overall, has a 134-90 career coaching record. He also won 81-60 in 5 seasons at Payne College in Georgia, and he's this year's Peach Belt Conference Coach of the Year. Watts on the right wing, dribbling towards his left side between the legs, crosses over on Kinsey, able to angle underneath the arm of Kinsey at the right elbow, and he traveled, taking one too many steps, and the turnover back to the Lakers. Early on in this game, a 7-2 lead for UNC Pembroke. 16:35 left to go in the first half. Kyle Kinsey with the basketball, and already Jalen Taylor in foul trouble for the Lakers with 2 fouls in these opening 4 minutes. On the right wing with it, Dantes Beneman, who's also just checked in for Clayton State. Also on the floor, Powell, Kinsey, as we mentioned, Tuckson, and then Owens. Beneman out on the right wing with it, 10 to shoot, defended tightly by Struther towards the baseline, fade away from 18 feet, that's not there, and Murray Boyles tracks down the rebound far side of the key. Back into the center lane to Struther, cuts it to the near side with Watts bouncing down to Grant on the right block, and it goes inside out. Right back down to Grant on the right block, turns around, and he goes through the contact to Owens and puts it off glass for 2, and Nigel Grant's got 4, and he and Pruitt have scored all 9 for the Braves. A timeout taken by Clayton State as they got to the line on their opening possession and haven't scored since. It's the Braves 9, the Lakers 2. We'll take a timeout as well with 16:02 left in this first half here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
UNC Pembroke at the first media timeout with 16:02 left in the first half, leading 9-2 over Clayton State, the host in this Peach Belt Conference tournament and the championship game. Trevor Williams with you here on the UNCP Sports Network. It's 5 points for Akia Pruitt early, and Nigel Grant's added 4 for the Braves. Meanwhile, only 2 for Clayton State, and they were both at the line from Jalen Taylor, who now sits with 2 fouls as Powell drives the right side of the lane for Clayton State, tries to throw it through the lane. James Murray Boyle sticks out a right foot, and it's off of that LeBron James sneaker for a kicked ball to go to the baseline for the Lakers. 20 to shoot, 15:49 to go first half. Watts, James Murray Boyles with Nigel Grant, and then Micah Kinsey and David Struther for the Braves. Kinsey with it on the left wing for Clayton State. That's Kyle Kinsey, not to be confused with Micah Kinsey. As it goes to the right wing with Dantes Benjamin looking down to the post, and it's taken away with 2 hands by James Murray Boyles. Intercepted from in front of Jacarl Owens. Front of that pass now into the right corner, near side to Watts for 3, and he cans it. The first guard to score for the Braves. They take it out of the post, and the first 3 ball for UNCP as well. A 12-2 Brave lead, and they have come out with some thunderous energy here this afternoon. And Micah Kinsey called for a reach-in right around the timeline as Kyle Kinsey just crosses it to our near side. Kinsey picking up his first and the second team foul against the Braves. It'll be Justin Tuxton taking his seat for Clayton State. Aubrey McCray on the floor now with Kyle Kinsey, Nathan Powell, Jacarl Owens, and Dantes Benjamin. Kinsey with the dribble right to left over the logo across the timeline with a right hand towards the right side of the circle. Now between the circles with it is Benjamin. Brings it to our near side wing. Tries to cross over. Ball switch up high. Murray Boyles takes the man-to-man defense. Down to the post on the left block for Powell. Defended by Watts. Spins in the lane. Watts tries to swat at the shot, and Powell able to turn a righty hook in for 2. The senior from Orlando, the first make from the floor for Clayton State. 12-4 the score. Lakers before the first media timeout started 0 for 5. Murray Boyles near side baseline tries a 15-footer. It's a little bit too long. Back onto the back end for the forward Kinsey to pull the rebound. Finds Benjamin along the near side. Angles back to Kinsey left wing. Stutter steps and travels before putting the dribble on the floor. Wanda shot fake Brandon Watts, who was coming out to close out, and did not do it in time. 14:41 to go in the first half, and UNCP leads 12-4. David Struther has it out of the backcourt. He'll go left to right across the timeline for the Braves. That black uniform, gold stripe below the waistband, Bravehead logo both sides of the shorts, and a UNCP Bravehead logo right on the chest. No wording on that front. UNCP on the upper collar for the Braves on the back, and Akia Pruitt an off-ball whistle as he's called for shielding off a defender, and that's Pruitt's second personal foul quickly. So he gets called for that player control offensive, and he's asking the officials for a explanation. Pruitt coming back down the defensive side. The Braves are going to leave him in with the 2 fouls. Jalen Taylor has 2 on Clayton State's side. Kyle Kinsey up the floor across the timeline, defended by Micah Kinsey. Pester defender Micah Kinsey is able to defend you all the way from baseline to baseline. Off-ball Benjamin coming up to the top of the point to get it from Powell. Dribbles to his left side in front of the Brave bench. Stops back to left wing. Murray Boyles closes down a 3-ball for Benjamin. That shot not there. Pruitt trying to get to a rebound, and he's shoved in the back by Jacarl Owens. 4th foul against the Lakers, first against Owens. Pruitt will inbound for the Braves with a 12-4 lead. 14:04 left in this first half. Ben Miller around the top of that Brave bench. 4 years previously at Missouri State University as an assistant. Also spent 9 years as an assistant at Kansas with Bill Self. 3 Final Fours, 2 Elite Eights, and a Sweet 16 there for Miller. As Murray Boyles works towards the baseline, 15 feet out near side. Up top to Tyrell Kirk, now to Micah Kinsey. Top of circle, crosses over, fades back on Benjamin. Shot comes up too short. Powell trying to get to it along the end line. Bats it with a right hand back into the key and able to recollect it himself. Now he takes it coast to coast, motoring right to left, kicks it out to the right wing with Kyle Kinsey. Back up around a high screen towards the point, over to the right wing for McCray. A 3-point ball from Aubrey McCray is good. Launch from there, and the heave is the first triple for the Lakers this afternoon. 12-7 Braves with 13:20 to go in the first half after that make from McCray. Last 5 points have gone to Clayton State. Into the post along the left block for James Murray Boyles. Tries to turn around a left-handed hook shot, and he's fouled on that try. Foul goes against Nathan Powell, his first personal. Team foul number 5 against the Lakers, and James Murray Boyles will be at the line for 2 shots. Jamal Bryant, Nigel Grant waiting to check in for the Braves at the table. Murray Boyles trying to collect his first points of the afternoon. Double figures in 16 of his last 19 games, and he makes the first of the 2 shots. 12 straight double-figure scoring games for Murray Boyles as a 6-man off the bench for the Braves. Watts and Pruitt taking a seat in this spot. They're the ones that were swapped for Bryant and Grant, as Murray Boyles with the second free throw, which is also good. 2 points for JB now, the junior out of Columbia. And it's a 14-7 Brave lead with 13-12 to go in this first half. Backcourt screen set by Owens. He was able to run Kinsey into it, and across the timeline with the basketball on the bounce is Kyle Kinsey. Brings it to the near side. McRae in front of the Brave bench for three, and he's got back-to-back triples on as many possessions for the Lakers. 14-10 Braves, and that gets this crowd alive here for Clayton State at home. Good Brave conglomerates traveled behind our left shoulder, just behind the UNCP bench as it goes down into the left post. Along the block for Nigel Grant, backs it out 18 feet, kicks left wing for Bryant, wide open for three. His shot bounces off front iron, hits the top of the backboard, and a little bit of that shot clock as well as it's out of bounds. And Clayton State will take it back on that missed three for Jamal Bryant. Lakers students getting into it across the way. Those who have stayed, even though it is the spring break holiday, and Micah Kinsey applying some pressure in the backcourt, called for a blocking foul as he tried to sidestep in front of Nathan Powell, and Kinsey picks up his second personal. 14 fouls against the Braves. The killer of that is it's Micah Kinsey and Akia Pruitt, each with 2 fouls here in this first half. 12:34 left in the half. Braves lead by 4. Lakers with the basketball. On the dribble with it is Kinsey between the legs. Comes to his left side as Owens is up for a high screen at the point. He dribbles it off the knee of Micah Kinsey, and they call Kinsey for a blocking foul as he hits the deck falling backwards. And Ben Miller and the Braves can't believe it, as that's Micah Kinsey's third personal, and the Braves defensive leader in big foul trouble now early here in this first half. 12:25 left to go before the break, and the crossover dribble very clearly hit the left knee of Micah Kinsey before the offensive player barreled into Kinsey, and they called a defensive foul. And now an off-ball whistle called on the far side, and they have a hold against James Murray Boyles, and the officials clapping his hands at the Braves. JB picking up his first personal, and that's foul number 6 for UNCP. Ben Miller still hot at the top of the bench. The official who just tabbed James Murray Boyles, the same who teed up Brandon Watts in the second half yesterday, and it inbounds to the near side intended for Nathan Powell's airmailed over his head, now to play, and the Braves will take it back. Ben Miller still working the officials, and deservedly so. Murray Boyles inbounds in the backcourt for David Strother, and UNCP will go on offense. 12:20 left in the first half, 14-10 the lead for UNCP. Nigel Grant has it at the high post, brings it up high with 2 hands, crosses between the legs, drives down the left side of the lane to the block, kicks it out to the left wing with Jamal Bryant. Defended tight by McRae, back down to the left baseline with Grant. Rises up from 20 feet, and Nigel Grant buries it. Throws a hand down as well in celebration as he runs down the floor, and Grant has a game-leading 6 points. 16-10 Braves, 11:56 to go in the first half. Up to the point with it, McRae bounces to the far side baseline with Benjamin, drives towards the lane. Murray Boyles trying to block the shot, and they call him for hip contact on the drive in by Benjamin. Murray Boyles picking up his second, and that will take us to immediate timeout with 11:50 left to go in the half. Braves trying to be smart with the fouls, but they've got some trouble brewing in this first half. 2 fouls each for Pruitt and Murray Boyles, and 3 already for Micah Kinsey. But UNCP leads 16-10. We'll be back with 11:50 left in the first half here on the UNCP Sports Network.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
The PBC is commitment.
The PBC is community.
The PBC is competition.
The PBC is character. We are the PBC.
Back here inside the lock, Trevor Williams with you on the UNCP Sports Network, where it's 16-10, number 24 UNCP leading Clayton State in this Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship game. Free throws for Dantes Benjamin after James Murray Boyles' second foul of the afternoon. And Benjamin's first of the 2 shots comes up short, not enough juice on it. Benjamin 61 of 78 now this year at the free throw line, a senior from Goose Creek, South Carolina. Second on the team with 66 assists, was a 1,000-point scorer earlier this year for the Lakers, and he makes a second, his first point of the afternoon. 16-11, UNCP with the basketball. David Strother along the far side, joined by James Murray Boyles as at the high point to the near side wing with Tyrell Kirk. Back to Murray Boyles on the right block, goes barreling into a defender, and an offensive foul called against JB as he crashes into Jacarl Owens, and that's Murray Boyles' third personal. Two Braves with 3 now, and Murray Boyles and Micah Kinsey, and this bench is going to get a lot of work for the Braves now in this opening half as Akia Pruitt comes back in with 2 fouls. And if Pruitt picks up another before the break, the Braves are going to be in serious trouble. Not even halfway through this first half of play, 11:35 to go in the half, and it's 16-11. UNCP leading Clayton State. A crossover down the left side of the lane, thrown out to the far sideline by Kinsey, and he throws it out of bounds, intended for Aubrey McCray. It split him and Dantes Benjamin and out of the far side boundary to turn it back over to the Braves. That's turnover number 7 already for Clayton State. 4 by the Braves. Braves shooting 46% early. The Lakers at 33% shooting. The left wing, Bryant with the basketball, goes up high to Nigel Grant. Back over intended for Bryant. McCray able to lean out and get to the basketball, and Bryant then grabs the right arm of McCray, who is going to have a breakaway the other direction. Jamal Bryant picks up his first personal. That foul against the Braves already has Clayton State in the bonus, and a 1-on-1 opportunity coming for Aubrey McCray. His only points so far this afternoon on a pair of 3-pointers, and he has 6 for Clayton State, who trails UNCP 16-11 with 11:16 to go in this first half. Brandon Watts returns for the Braves, so it's now Watts, Grant, Kirk, Pruitt, and Strother for the Braves. Benjamin with McCray, Powell, Owens, and Kinsey for the Lakers. The 1-on-1 opportunity for McCray. The front end comes up short as he just hits the front of that iron, and he won't earn a second on that trip to the line. Braves get the rebound with Grant, bring it to the near side with Kirk. High double team for Kirk. Zips around it back towards the top of the key, goes to his right wing side with Pruitt. Into the corner towards Strother. Pass on a little pick and roll for Pruitt is just off his left hand away to Clayton State. They bring it to the near side. Kinsey sets up near side corner for 3. That shot not there. Lakers trying to get to the rebound, and they do on the far side with an offensive board for Benjamin. Throws it back up top to Aubrey McCray, and he cans a 3 for Clayton State. 9 points now for McCray, all on 3 balls, and the Lakers from 3 early in this game now shooting a total of 3 for 6. 16-14 UNCP out in front with 10:35 to go in this first half. Watts around a left side screen off the wing, drives into the lane against Powell, puts it up, the shot there, and they call an offensive against Watts as the baseline official was ready to call a blocking foul, and Brandon Watts is called for his first personal. 10th team foul against the Braves, and that will put Clayton State in the double bonus the rest of the half. They'll have the inbounds off the player control offensive, though, here in this spot. 16-14 UNCP to lead and 10:27 to go in the first half, and the Braves coaching staff losing its mind right now as they thought that the official on the baseline was clearly about to motion block, and he was. It's a baseline drive far side for Kinsey, won't go on a layup, high off glass. Benjamin pulls a rebound underneath, tries to step on the far side, and the officials stop things away from the ball on the far side of the play. It's going to be a clock issue here as the shot clock's reset to 27 right now, but the basketball never hit the rim on that possession, so the officials set it at 16. It was a teardrop high off glass, and now Benjamin will have the inbound right in front of us here at the table. Ben Miller, understandably so, working the officials hard here in this first half after he's already got 2 players with 3 fouls, James Murray Boyles and Micah Kinsey. Up at the point, McCray trying to drive on Tyrell Kirk, denies it, forces him back out to the right side, far side baseline. Watts slaps a shot from Benjamin on the end line. Jacarl Owens tries to get to it, and he steps on that end line, grabbing that ball out of the air, and the Braves force a turnover. It was under 10 to shoot as well, and the Braves are forcing some great pressure as Watts got up and swatted that shot from Benjamin. Almost was late on the rotation. 16-14 Braves with the basketball. Pruitt off a roll from a screen, tries to get it down below the right block, and he's fouled going up with the right hand. The foul against Kyle Kinsey, his first personal, and the 6th against Clayton State, but it is a shooting foul for Akia Pruitt, so he has 2 shots. Braves trying to battle some adversity here in this first half. Have that lead still at 16-14, only trailed when it was 2-0 in this opening half of play. At the free throw line, 3 of 4 so far today, and you can make it 4 of 5, as Akia Pruitt's now 2 for 3, and he has 6 points. The sophomore from Winston-Salem, the MVP of the PBC tournament last season, is now 63 of 101 this year. 5th in the nation with 2.86 blocks per game, and he misses the second. 6 points now for Pruitt. A rebound try on the far side with Watts and Owens tangling up, and they say it was last off of Watts, who is trying to hustle to get to that basketball, but it's back to the Lakers. 9:51 remaining in the half. UNCP by 3. Clayton State trying to get this game back to even for the first time since it was 2-2 in the opening minutes of this Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship game. Powell dribbles to his left side on a crossover. Pruitt backing off. Powell goes back to the point. Tries to drive Grant down the right side of the lane. Kicks it to the far side corner with Kinsey. Up high it goes for a new check-in. Nairn, who leaves it down the right block for Powell. It's blocked one time. Gets it back. Puts it up and is fouled by the Braves, and a chance for a three-point play. Powell now with 4, and he hurt the Braves the first time around here in Morrow with 3-point plays. Had 4 of them in the first meeting. He'll have a chance for his 5th point of the afternoon here, and he could draw the game even for the first time since it was 2-2 in the opening minutes. Powell at the line this year, 107 of 157. We mentioned his outstanding line over the last 10 games, 18.7 per game to go alongside 8 rebounds. He now has the 5 points as he gets the free throw to roll in off front iron. 17 all, 9:23 to go in the first half. Buckle up, this is going to be a tight game all the way throughout as Pruitt has it on the right block, backing down Powell. Double team, kicks to the right wing to Kirk, a bounce pass right back down to Pruitt. Triple team, spins around towards the baseline, tries to go off glass, airmails it, and Nairn's on the back end to grab the rebound. Goes back and forth with Owens, now shoots a pass from half court down into the right corner for Kinsey. Up high for a trailing Owens for a 3-ball. It's too long off the back iron. Nairn tracks down a long board near the left elbow and goes up high to Kyle Kinsey. Chance for Clayton State to take its first lead since it was 2-zip in the opening possession of the afternoon. Powell has it baseline, drives around Pruitt towards the key, fadeaway leaner from 6. Not there. Pruitt trying to tap the rebound. It goes off back iron, still bouncing around. Braves have Grant trap it up against the glass, and it bounces the floor, and Brandon Watts will grab control for UNCP. Nearly on the tip try for Akia Pruitt. It went back in for Clayton State as Brandon Watts drives a lane and picks up a blocking foul against Christoph Nairn. He's trying to slide to the left on Watts. Nairn's first, and the 7th against Clayton State will result in a 1-and-1 for Brandon Watts. Watts with his 3-ball here earlier in the half is now 3rd in program scoring history for the Braves. Now top 10 in the PBC, misses the front end of the 1-and-1. 17 all the score, 8:30 to go in this first half. Powell bouncing it down to the left block for Jacarl Owens, rises up and slams with 2 hands as the Braves getting back on defense there. Didn't see Owens, and they left a man open on the left block for 2. 19-17 Clayton State on a run here in this first half to take their first lead since it was 2-0. Struther bouncing to his right side, trying to find Grant along the baseline, does from 18 feet out, tries to drive the end line against Owens, reverses back towards the floor, and then Owens forces a tough shot. Grant trying to get to a loose ball rebound, topples over the top of Nathan Powell. We have a foul coming against Nigel Grant. Grant's first personal. It's going to be 2 free throws for Nathan Powell the other direction for Clayton State. Ben Miller calling his 5 over towards the bench here in this spot. Actually, just David Struther to start. Now Nigel Grant talking to his bench as well. Frustration mounting for the Braves after they started hot early, but now trailing 19-17 with 8:04 left in the half, and Clayton State starting to take a little bit of that momentum. Their first PBC Tournament Championship game appearance, the Braves in their 3rd, and the first of the 2 free throws for Powell comes up way short. Free throw shooting not helping either sides early. Both sides are 4 for 7. Braves are shooting 40% from the floor, 6 of 15. Clayton State 6 of 20 at a lowly 30%. Braves have held 15 opponents to sub 40% shooting this year, and Powell makes a second. 6 points now for Nathan Powell, 20-17. Clayton State up by 3, their largest lead of the game. As David Struther has it right of circle, goes up top, reverses to the far side with Tyrell Kirk. Braves operating down to our right. Kirk at the controls, pops at the left elbow, tries a 2. It's a little too long off glass, bounces down to the floor, and the Braves are fouled going for a rebound. As it is Aubrey McCray wrapping up Nigel Grant. McCray's second personal in the 8th against the Lakers. And we will have 1-and-1 coming for the Braves when we come back. 7:49 left in the first half. Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship action. It's Clayton State 20, your UNCP Braves 17 here on the UNCP Sports Network.
So where does the money go? Almost all NCAA revenue supports 90 championships and more than 1,100 member schools that award $2.9 billion in scholarships each year. The NCAA creates a pathway to opportunity for nearly 500,000 student athletes by prioritizing academics, well-being, and fairness. Bottom line, we put our money where our mission is.
I came to the University of North Carolina at Pembroke for big school opportunities at a place that feels like home.
I came to UNCP for championship athletics.
I love our rich diversity and strong traditions.
And because UNCP is an NC Promise school, I'll graduate with a world-class education without a mountain of debt.
My professors know that I have big plans for my future, and they believe that I can get there from here.
(20-17) is the Clayton State lead over your number 24 UNCP Braves. 1 versus 2 here in the Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship game as Nigel Grant is at the line for a 1-1 for UNCP. Things even in the paint, 6-all. Braves have a 9-3 advantage off turnovers, but Clayton State 6-1 on second chance points. Braves dealing with some foul trouble as well. Micah Kinsey, James Murray Boyles each have 3 fouls, and they're seated on the bench right now. Grant, Kirk, Struther on the floor along with Brandon Watson. Now Javion Hicks. This is the first free throw for Nigel Grant is good. The front end of the 1-1 to make it 7 points for Grant. Hicks is a sophomore from Cary, the transfer from William Peace, and he's now into that action for the first time here in these 2 games for the Braves. Grant gets ready for his second free throw, and that is also good. Nigel Grant, very, very strong start to his afternoon. 8 points and now 124 makes in the line this season. That's second best in the PBC. 20-19, the lead for Clayton State. They have the basketball now on our left on the offensive side of the floor. Left elbow with it. Owens goes up high towards Kinsey, drives right side, tries to lob it up over the top of Nigel Grant, and a high arcing finish for Kyle Kinsey on his first bucket of the afternoon. 22-19 Lakers. David Struther brings it near side right wing. Triple threat spinning around the defender Justin Tuckson. Goes the post baseline with Grant around Owens. Up high to Struther over the left wing for Tyrell Kirk. A 3-ball there, comes up short, lands left side of the iron. High bouncing board up to Nathan Powell. Small guard, skies up with 2 hands, picked it from the sky, brings it front court, crosses over Watts, tries a fadeaway at the free throw line, and Brandon Watts defensively follows through and crashes into Nathan Powell. So 2 shots coming for the Lakers. Second foul against Watts. Lakers well into the double bonus now. As the Braves now just committed their 12th foul of this first half. Clayton State with 8. And we have been a little whistle happy here in the championship game of the Peach Belt Conference Tournament. Nathan Powell for the first of the 2 shots, and that is good for the senior guard out of Orlando. 7 points for Powell. Second in the conference at 4.5 assists per game. That goes alongside his 12-point per game scoring mark. Averaged about 9 a game last season. Had 22 points, 3 assists when the Braves were here 2 weeks ago. He has Clayton State to their largest lead at 4, now make it 5 as he hits both in the line and has 8 points. 24-19 Lakers, 7:05 to go in the first half. Braves looking to get their offense going. Again, working without the defensive spark plug, Micah Kinsey and James Murray Boyles, their leading 6-man, with Watts on a drive trying to go down the right side of the key, and he's fouled on a blocking foul. Watts wanted continuation. He's went to the bucket and ended up scoring, but Christoph Nairn is called for the block. His second personal, and one more 1-1 here for the Braves in this first half before both teams will be in the double bonus with under 7 to play. Just 1 tick below 7 minutes. Watts, the All-PBC second teamer at the line, and he hits the front end of the 1-1. Now 4 points for Brandon. He passed Rosendo Bryden here in this first half with his 3-ball for 3rd on the scoring charts at UNC Pembroke. And the second for Watts, rattles left iron, hits the back of that basket, and comes back in for a bucket. 5 points for Watts on both makes there at the line. 24-21, Clayton State the lead and the basketball as they come across the floor right to left with Kyle Kinsey. Dribbling between the legs, angling to the near side, defended tightly by David Struther. He's on him like white on rice here on the left wing. A bounce to Jacarl Owens right at the left elbow. Spins around, looks at Nigel Grant, faces up, rises for 2 from 16 feet. It's not there, and David Struther has the rebound along the near side, just off the left side of the hoop. Goes to the left wing with Brandon Watts, wants to pull up transition 3, a little too long, and it bounces up high to Kyle Kinsey. Grabs it, snaring that basketball with 2 paws, takes it coast to coast, rushing with the left hand towards the end line. Javion Hicks alters the shot, it's off glass, hits the left side of the rim, bounces last off of Kinsey, and Kinsey trying to track down the long board, tipped it out, and it'll go back to the Braves. Officials having a chat about it between the baseline and the far side, and far side official made that call for the Braves, but the baseline official was right in front of it, didn't see the last tip. It does end up back in the hands of the Braves, though, down by 3 with 6:15 to go in this first half. Struther dribbling to his right side. has a handoff around Tucson with Kirk. Braves play triple handoff up high, now quadruple as they go back to the right wing with Strother. Works on Tucson, drives right side of the lane, tries to get all the way to the bucket, and Tucson swats it out of play. Down between the hands of Struthers. He took it up strong with 2, and the Braves will take it underneath. 13 to shoot, 6:04 left in the first half of this very entertaining Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship game. First time Clayton State's gotten to host it here at the Lock. New aligned format, no divisions east and west this season. It's just all top to bottom, one Peach Belt Conference. On the left elbow, Kirk a shot fake, bounces it down to the left block for Nigel Grant, goes up against Jacarl Owens, gets the finish and the contact, a chance for a three-point play. First to double figures on either side in scoring in this game as Grant's up to 10. He's already a perfect 2 of 2 at the line, has a chance to knot this game back up at 24. The fifth-year senior out of the Bronx put the team on his shoulders now here in these last few possessions, and he has 11. Now 42 points from 1,000 in his UNC Pembroke career as Kinsey brings it across the timeline for Clayton State. Up high with it, Tucson, shot fake, he'll pull it back, run the set offense. To the near side corner, it goes with Nairn, defended by Kirk. Steps it back towards the left wing. Kirk denying the baseline. Up high it goes to Tucson. Over the logo, brings it straight forward. A straightaway 3 for Justin Tucson, and he buries it. His first three-point make of the game. He now has 61 on the year. Both he and McCray, the most dangerous three-point shooters Clayton State has, and they've now combined for 3 of the team's 4 triples. 27-24 Lakers, 5:21 to go in the first half. Kirk up high with it, handoff to Watts along the left wing, steps to the free throw line, Euro step down the left side of the block, takes a lot of body contact going up for the shot. Officials said it was straight up, he couldn't earn the foul. Clayton State takes it right back on what I guess will be an air ball, pull it to the left wing for Christoph Nairn, and he drills a triple for the Lakers. 30-24 Clayton State, and they burst up by 6 to the right wing with Watts, 5 minutes to go in the first half, and high goes the pass to Strother. Back over to Watts along the right wing, surveying, bouncing it down to the baseline for Nigel Grant. Rises up from 15 feet, and he buries it too. Nigel Grant not missing here early for the Braves as he goes to 5 of 7 from the floor for UNCP. 30-26 the deficit for the number 24 Braves. 4:38 to go in the first half. Championship game action, and boy, a good one here in Mora. Tucson has it over on the far side. The whistles have subsided a little bit here over the last couple of minutes as Tucson pulls it up to the right elbow, rises up over Watts for 2. After burying a 3, now he's feeling it with 2 on this same direction, back-to-back possessions. Up high, Hicks driving the painted area, tries to step back to his left side, but he took one too many and traveled down the key, and he couldn't get that lay-in to go before the travel. 32-26, Clayton State will take it back on turnover number 8 of the day for the Braves. Both sides with 8 turnovers, and Clayton State, we mentioned these 2 very good rebounding teams. The Lakers winning that rebounding battle at 20-14, including 8-5 on the offensive glass. Big difference maker in this game, which both teams are shooting right around 37%. That's what happens if you split the difference. Lakers at 38, Braves at 36. Drive down the left side by Kinsey, and Pruitt paws it out of bounds with the right hand for a straight block shot out the end line, and Clayton State will have to reset it. 4:08 left to go in the half and 21 to shoot for the Lakers after Kinsey was denied on that drive to the baseline. Pruitt just checking back in for the Braves, playing with a total of 2 fouls. Goes to the left elbow. The Braves have David Strother playing without a left shoe now as he kicks it out near the timeline. Powell drives the right side, misses the shot. Hicks trying to get to it, and Powell comes up over his right shoulder for an over-the-back foul, his second personal. That'll give David Strother a chance to relace that left sneaker, and he'll have the media timeout to do that as well, as it's 32-26, Clayton State leading number 24 UNC Pembroke. This is the Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship game, and 4 minutes left to the half here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Welcome back to the Lock at Clayton State. Trevor Williams with you on the UNCP Sports Network, where it's 32-26. Clayton State leading number 24 UNC Pembroke. And this is 1 versus 2 in the Peach Belt Conference Tournament for all the marbles. The two teams that shared the regular season conference championship trying to settle their score this afternoon. And Clayton State was 5th in the preseason poll. The Braves were picked to win the conference. Lakers feeling like they have something to prove, believe it or not, even into this game after they beat the Braves on this floor 2 weeks ago to split the season series at 1-1. It'll be 2 shots for Javion Hicks after the foul by Nathan Powell before the media timeout, and Hicks able to get the first one in for the Braves. Rolled it right iron, it settled home down the rabbit hole. 32-27 now, and Hicks for his second. That's also good for the Braves. Make it 32-28. Hicks in by necessity as the Braves have Micah Kinsey, James Murray Boyles each with 3 fouls, Brandon Watts and Akia Pruitt with 2. They're both on the floor right now, though, Pruitt and Watts, joined by Bryant, Struther, and Hicks. Off the right side, Tuckson crosses over Bryant from just right of circle, tries a 3, and he airballs it. Maybe tickled a little Twine on its way out the end line, but it'll go back to the Braves. Just dusting that net as it's 32-28. Clayton State by 4, Brave basketball. Struther up the floor for UNCP, goes to the left wing with Jamal Bryant, defended tightly out there by Dantes Beneman. Joined on the floor for Clayton State by Nairn. Also defensively, a new check-in of Cole Maynard. Goes back out through the right wing, down to the right block for Pruitt, offers it up top to David Struther. A straightaway 3 not there. Long board comes out towards the right wing, and Struther's going to track it down for the Braves. Another chance at an offensive possession. Along with Nairn, Maynard, and Beneman, who we mentioned, then it's Tuckson and Kinsey to complete the 5 for Clayton State right now. 17 to shoot, 3:10 left in the half. Left wing, Struther with it. Dribble between the legs, goes up to the high point, just left a circle, trying to drive Tuckson, bounces down to Pruitt on the left block, has an advantage of a size mismatch over Maynard, misses a first right-handed hook shot, goes back for an offensive rebound over the top of Maynard and is fouled on his second try back to the basket, and it's on Christoph Nairn, his 3rd personal. 2 shots coming for Akia Pruitt. Pruitt has split 2 trips at the line so far in this game, 6 points for the 12.7 per game score for the Braves, and he misses his first. It hits left iron and then bounces off for the Braves. Free throw shooting now for UNCP is at a total of 11 of 15. The second good for Pruitt. So again, he splits a trip. 7 points for Akia. Nigel Grant will check in for Akia Pruitt. Grant playing with 1 foul. Braves trying to mitigate the damage foul trouble-wise into the locker room with Watts and Pruitt each with the 2. They don't want to pick up thirds. As barreling into Nigel Grant along the left elbow is Kyle Kinsey. This other direction, he'll be called for an offensive foul as he puts his head down. Clayton State has 4 players on the verge of foul trouble. Nathan Powell, Kyle Kinsey, Aubrey McCray, Jalen Taylor all have 2. Taylor picked his 2 up in the first 3 minutes. Christoph Nairn already has 3. We have seen a combined 26 fouls in this first half with 2:45 to go until the break. Braves down by 3 with the basketball. Watts has it up high, trying to get around a high screen, and he's held onto by Cole Maynard, his first personal. And our 27th foul of the first half will result in 2 shots for Brandon Watts. Watts averaging 3 assists per game in his last 3. His scoring has been down a little touch here in these last few games for the Braves. He misses the first of the 2 shots. It's now 2 of 4 at the line for the Braves. Multiple block shots against 18 different teams this year, including 4 3-block games. He's already made that presence felt defensively with 2 blocks in this one. Has 6 points now for the Braves, and they're back by 2, 32-30 after he makes that second free throw. 2:36 left in the half. What a good one here at Clayton State in the Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship game. Kyle Kinsey bouncing it over to the right wing side, still 30 feet extended, comes back to Nairn near side, drives the baseline, ripped out by Struther. Watts comes in, swats a shot from Maynard from behind, who didn't see it on the right block. Maynard collected that loose ball. Down to Bryant, near side corner out of the right side, throws it back up high to David Struther. He'll reset the offense. Puts up a right hand to set the offensive play, goes over to his left wing with Brandon Watts. Watts dribbling high around Maynard, tried to seal him off to the left wing for Struther, passes up a 3 to go into the post for Grant. Back up high to Watts, 10 to shoot, drives right side of the lane, turns around, fade away from 9 out, comes up too short, trying to get to a rebound. Nairn, it spits free towards the end line. Last touch by Nigel Grant, he tries to race to it one more time, and he goes back first into the front row of bleachers across the way down that far side corner. It's barricaded by some metal barriers at the foot of the plastic bleachers. but Grant gets up okay and runs down the defensive end. Hustle play to try to get to the ball for the Braves, but it was all for naught as Clayton State takes possession with 1:50 left in the half, leading by 2. They go to the left wing for Dantes Benjamin. Watts tries to jump the pass up high, almost allowed Benjamin to cut to the basket. Takes it up high, tries to drive down the right side against Grant, kicks it to the end line with Nairn out to the right wing for a 3 for Tucson. That comes up too short, and David Struther comes racing across the key to collect the rebound along the near side. Long board off the front iron. Struther the other way, left to circle to Nigel Grant, rising up for 3, and splash for Nigel Grant. Give him 16 here in the first half. He is feeling it for the Braves as he puts them in head 33-32, and he's 6 of 8 from the floor here at the start. Braves trying to surge into the locker room with $1:15 left in this first half. Up high with it, Nairn bouncing it to the far side with Maynor, looking for help up high. Dribbles right a circle, tries to take it against Grant towards the end line. Spins in towards the bucket, misses it too far along that left wing, collects his own miss on the left block, and lays it back in for 2. Cole Maynor, his first bucket, the junior got to make it 34-33 Clayton State. 53 seconds left in the first half. Back and forth we go here at the end of this first period. Watts, right a circle with it. Bounces it back between the circles to the right wing with Bryant. Goes back around on a ball reversal for the Braves. Now Struther hands on it, 10 to shoot, takes it up high. Bounces down to Grant on the left block, goes up against Maynor, gets the bucket, up and a blocking call fouled against Cole Maynor. They'll count it, a chance for a 3-point play. Cole Maynor his second personal, and Clayton State now their coaching staff's turn to lose it down on the bench on the right side. And Jimmy Link is hiking up the socks under his pants down in front of the bench. And the officials now saying it was 2 shots. They're saying the ball didn't go in, and there's huge confusion, but he made that shot. Nigel Grant made the shot on the left block, and official Scott Smith actually looked very disturbed when he made the call, almost like he didn't know what he wanted to call, and he went with a block. So 35-34 Braves, and Nigel Grant will now get the free throw and a chance for a 3-point play. He spun on Cale Maynor, did Nigel Grant. Maynor hit the deck, took the chest contact against Grant, but they said it was a blocking foul, not in position. Grant misses the free throw for the chance of the 3-point play. 18 points for Nigel Grant now, 35-34 Brave lead with 30 ticks left in the half. Benjamin comes to the near side with Kyle Kinsey, defended by Struther. Kinsey driving around a high screen from Maynor, tries to drive right side of the lane, barrels into Nigel Grant, an offensive foul called against Kyle Kinsey, his 3rd personal. Shoved off with a left arm, and this Clayton State crowd losing its mind here inside the Sports and Fitness Center at Clayton State. Another foul in this first half. Lakers have now committed 16 of them. Braves with 13 and 29 combined. So we have 24 ticks left in the half, and the Braves should have final shot in this first half and take a lead into the locker room. 35-34 if the Braves play it right here to make sure that they're the last ones to shoot in this opening half in Morrow. It has lived up to a physical contest between the 2 best rebounding teams in the PBC, with that rebounding margin at 24-20 for Clayton State. But this has been a monster of a contest here in the Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship. Struther over the logo with his heels, bounces to his left side. He's going to hold that clock a few more seconds. 11 ticks left, goes to the right wing with Kirk. Up high to Hicks, 7 ticks now. Kirk from the right wing down to the baseline with Grant, rises up from 15 feet. Couldn't get that shot to go after the hot start. It's tipped out of bounds along the end line. Clayton State trying to get to a rebound. They say it's off Kyle Kinsey, and the Braves will keep it under the bucket with 1 7/10 left in the half. We'll see a baseline inbounds. Braves stack the left side of the key. Watts is way up at the point. Struther to inbound. Grant, Hicks, and Kirk stacked along the block up to the elbow in that order. They break side to side. Watts coming in, trying to get a lob near the free throw line. It's tipped towards midcourt. Benjamin throws it up at the horn, but he doesn't get the shot release in time, and that'll do it for our first half of play. 35-34, the Braves come surging back at the end of the first half to take a lead, and they fight through some early foul trouble. Both teams with 2 players with 3 fouls as we head to the break, and we will be back with our halftime report. Number 24, UNCP 35, Clayton State, the hosts and the 1 seed here in the PBC tournament, 34 as we head to the half here in the PBC Conference Tournament Championship on the UNCP Sports Network.
Have you rewarded yourself lately? Now's your chance. Download #BraveNation, the free student rewards app for UNC Pembroke. Receive notifications about exclusive information within Brave Nation. Earn points for attending select Brave events. More points equal more rewards. Reward yourself today with #BraveNation. That's hashtag BRAVE Nation. Available for free in the Google Play and App Store. Hashtag Brave Nation. Get rewarded.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools, for nearly 500,000 student athletes, college sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
At the half here at Clayton State, where it's UNC Pembroke 35 and the Clayton State Lakers 34 in the Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship. Trevor Williams with you on the UNCP Sports Network, and glad you can be with us here at the half. Shooting-wise in the first half, not the prettiest of shot performances in that opening half of play for either side. The Braves were at almost 36%, while Clayton State hovered around 33 in that first half of play. The Braves went 2 of 6 from 3. The Lakers did get some big threes, 5 of 11 from downtown, and they have 3 of those 5 already from Aubrey McCray, their team's leading three-point shooter so far this season. Braves picked up some foul trouble early, and they had to battle through. Their leading 6th man off the bench, James Murray Boyles, the best 6th man in the PBC, had 3 fouls before the 12-minute mark. He had to take a seat, as did Micah Kinsey, who picked his up almost in consecutive possessions for the Braves. So both Kinsey and Boyles have been in that foul trouble through the first half. They sat the remainder of those last 12 minutes of the first half, and the Braves were still able to work out with a lead at the end of that first half of play, partially because Clayton State had to battle some foul trouble of its own. Jalen Taylor with 2 early. That kind of put him on ice in that first half of play. Christoph Nairn picked up 3. Kyle Kinsey also drew a 3rd on an offensive right before the break, and those are the 2 in the biggest foul trouble for Clayton State. The Lakers are still managing Aubrey McCray and Nathan Powell, who also have 2 fouls and the potential to jump into foul trouble early in the second half if things continue to progress in the way that they have in this first half of play. And that is a tune of 29 combined fouls for these two sides, 16 against Clayton State and 13 against UNC Pembroke. But the Braves get the upper hand on the scoreboard through that first half of play at 35-34. What a hotly contested first half it was between these two sides, all even in the paint at 10 points to either side. The Braves with 10 points off a total of 10 Clayton State turnovers. The Lakers only 5 points off of 9 of those Brave turnovers. 8-6 the Clayton State advantage in second chance. Nobody has scored on the fast break, and the Clayton State bench outscoring the Braves 8-4. We have been tied 3 times, and this lead has changed hands 5 times in this first half of play, but most recently the Braves took it back for a 35-34 advantage into the break. That's where we stand here in the halftime report. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back, tell you about the individual first half performances right after this here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
The PBC is commitment.
The PBC is community.
The PBC is competition.
The PBC is character.
We are the PBC.
Trevor Williams back with you in Morrow, Georgia, where our score at the half, number 24 UNCP 35 and Clayton State 34. The Lakers number 1 seed in the PBC tournament. They haven't had as easy of a road as UNC Pembroke. They had to fight off USC Aiken yesterday and come from behind fashion 73-70, and they won in the first round, the quarterfinals, 89-83. The Braves, meanwhile, they won by 16 in their first game against Georgia Southwestern, and then 19 a night ago against Francis Marion. Now they find themselves really in their first dogfight of this Peach Belt Conference tournament, and that's where they stand at the half. Leaders by 1, 35-34, and let's dig into those individual breakdowns after we gave you the team breakdown in the last timeout. The Braves, so far, they're led in scoring by who else than Nigel Grant, who has scored a game-high 18 points. He's the only scorer for either side in double figures through that first half of play, and he really took matters into his own hands, going 7 of 10 from the floor, canned his only three-pointer that he tried, and he went 3 of 4 from the free throw line. The place the Braves haven't seen him impact yet is on the glass. Only 1 board for UNCP in that opening half. The Braves also got 7 points from Makia Pruitt. He had a pair of fouls in that first half, but did a good job to keep the damage just to that. Then it was 6 from Brandon Watts, also playing with 2 fouls, and then 2 each for James Murray Boyles and Javion Hicks. Now, Murray Boyles really didn't get a lot of opportunity in that first half, came in after the first 4 minutes, made it about 4 minutes before picking up 3 fouls, had to take a seat the rest of that first half of play. Micah Kinsey, the Braves missed him dearly on defense, but I'll tell you what, they've still held Clayton State to 33% shooting. They'll get Kinsey back at some point here in the second half. The key for him will be not picking up a 4th foul, as that'll really force Ben Miller's hand defensively into that second half of action. Clayton State on their side, leading scorer in the first half was Aubrey McCray. He made 3 three-point shots and went 3 of 4 from the floor for 9 total points. Nathan Powell, 8 points, 6 rebounds in the first half. Then it was 5 points for Justin Tuxon, a total of 3 points for Christoph Nairn, and 2 apiece for Moses Williams, Kyle Kinsey, Jalen Taylor, and Jacarl Owens in that opening half of play. 3 assists for Kyle Kinsey in that first half as well. In rebounds, the leader for both sides was Nathan Powell with 6. David Struther had 5 as a guard on the Braves side of the floor in that first half. Braves led for about 3/4 of that first half of play. Clayton State took a lead later in the first half, but the Braves ended up with the upper hand into intermission. 35-34 their lead. We take a timeout. We'll be back right after this on the UNCP Sports Network.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Have you rewarded yourself lately? Now's your chance. Download #BraveNation, the free student rewards app for UNC Pembroke. Receive notifications about exclusive information within Brave Nation. Earn points for attending select Brave events. More points equal more rewards. Reward yourself today with hashtag Brave Nation. That's hashtag BRAVE Nation. Available for free in the Google Play and App Store. Hashtag Brave Nation. Get rewarded.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Attention Brave fans, alumni, and parents. Be sure to visit our official UNCP Braves Athletics online store at shopuncpbraves.com. The interactive website features more than 1,100 products, from exclusive sideline apparel to pet supplies and championship gear. Shop UNCPbraves.com today.
UNC Pembroke with a 35-34 lead as we get ready to exit the half here in Morrow, Georgia. What an exciting first half of play it was. A lot of fouls in that first half, 29 combined fouls. The Braves come out with the upper hand, though, 35-34 through the intermission. Nigel Grant, 18 points in that first half. He just keeps pouring them in for the Braves. He's on pace to have a career afternoon here in the Peach Belt Conference Championship game. Grant's exploded for a couple big ones this year, but he really could sense that he needed to give his team a lift in the first half of play today. Already had a 31-point performance against Augusta earlier this year, and he could be poised to top that here today. 35-34 the Braves lead. Will they be able to keep the Lakers at bay, specifically Aubrey McCray, who had 3 of the 5 3-point makes for Clayton State in that first half? We're going to find out when we come back on the other side of this break. We got 20 more minutes to decide a Peach Belt Conference tournament champion, and UNC Pembroke, number 24 team in the country, leading Clayton State by 1, trying to settle this co-championship situation from the regular season, as today someone will take home that tournament championship for themselves. We'll find out who it is when we come back right after this here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Trevor Williams back with you in Morrow, Georgia, as we get ready to leave this first half of play. We're through the halftime break, and it's a 35-34 lead for number 24 UNC Pembroke over the hosts, the Clayton State Lakers, the 1 seed in this Peach Belt Conference tournament. The Braves, the 2 seed, and they battled some adversity in that first half, some foul trouble for James Murray Boyles and Micah Kinsey, but now they are here for half number 2 of play. For the Braves, it'll be Brandon Watson with David Struther, Tyrell Kirk, Nigel Grant, and Akia Pruitt, the same 5 who started. On the other side for Clayton State, it's the same look, the same 5 who started: Nathan Powell, Justin Tuxton, Aubrey McCray, Jalen Taylor, and Jacarl Owens. Watts to inbound for the Braves. They'll start with the basketball in half number 2. Goes into the backcourt to our right side. David Struther work it right to left. On a dribble to his left side, he brings it near over to Tyrell Kirk. Pass back and forth out to the far side. Pruitt has it at the right wing. Up high to Watts. Swing back around near side to Struther. Down into the post. Left block for Pruitt. Spins into the lane. Thought about a hook shot. Kicked it out. Right wing to Watts. Drives baseline. Tries to go around Taylor. Shot blocked off glass. Taylor takes it back for Clayton State. Throws it outside to McRae. McRae stops. Left wing. Fires a 3. Looking for his 4th. Overshot everything. It's off glass. Down in the hands of Tyrell Kirk. He throws it off the back of Brandon Watts on the outlet across the way. But it bounces back to Kirk and everything's all right for the Braves. Right to left into the front court, 19:23 left to go. Braves by 1. Pruitt on the left block, out to the elbow on that left side with Grant. Rises up for 2, and Nigel Grant snaps the twine. 20 points for the 5th-year senior. 37-34 Braves, 19:10 left to play. Nathan Powell along the far sideline with it. Braves started with an early 12-2 advantage in this game. Clayton State willed it back to a lead, and then the Braves had to take the final surge into the locker room. Down the left block, Taylor turns around a hook shot over Watts. It was halfway home, spat back out. Taylor pulls it down in the middle of the lane, was unblocked out, came back across the painted area, pulled an offensive board for Clayton State. Back up to Powell, left a circle, bounces it right, around Grant, down to the elbow, to the baseline with Taylor, spins on Kirk. Grant's there to pick it up. Pruitt almost takes away a pass out for the left wing with McRae. Ball's loose down on the floor, a pass intended there for Jacarl Owens. Braves whip it out. Watts has it, and he brings it along the near side. Ball was scooting around on the floor, and the Braves ended up with possession. 18:29 to go in this contest. 37-34 Braves. Left wing, Pruitt bounces down, baseline to Grant, along the left block. Fadeaway jumper from 10 out. That's not there, a little bit too strong. Owens had the defense, the rebound for Tucson along the far side. Gives it out to Powell, left side, races to the basket, right around Brandon Watts, and he's able to work that end line for 2. Nathan Powell into double figures with 10 points. Braves got Grant up to 20 on his first make here in the half. Down into the post it goes, and once again, there's Nigel Grant for the Braves with 22 off the right block, able to put it in for UNCP. 39-36 Braves, 17:54 to go. A pass intended down for the left block with Jalen Taylor. Tyrell Kirk comes flying in from behind. Intercepted it over his right shoulder, but his right foot landed on the baseline. It'll stay with the Lakers down to our right. 17:53 left to go. Shot clock was running for a moment. They get it reset to 25 on the shot clock. Powell to inbound from the end line. Looking for help along the right side of the lane. Doesn't have it. Goes out to the left wing with Jacarl Owens. Defended lightly by Nigel Grant. Owens not a three-point threat. Hasn't hit one since January 20th. Off the left wing. Bounces at baseline. Crosses over Grant. And he races down to the basket for 2. Jacarl Owens a pretty handle around Nigel Grant with the dribble. And it's 39-38 Braves by 1. Pruitt out of the high post. Brings it to the left wing with Tyrell Kirk. Crosses over behind the back to Grant. A high handoff just left a circle. Back to Grant on the left wing. 15 to shoot. Crosses over. Dances down towards the left block. Spins around Owens. Up and under move down to the left side. Missed the shot. Off glass. Didn't hit the 10. Came back to the near side. And Owens able to corral the rebound. Gives it to Tucson. Races with his own crossover down the right elbow. Down right side of the paint. Pruitt almost slaps the shot. Forces a tough shot. Ball's free at the top of the key and a long rebound. It comes out to Powell near the timeline. Watts tap that goes to McRae, wide open, left elbow for 3, or left wing for 3 rather. Too long, comes out on a long board and tap by Taylor back out to McRae. Third try for Clayton State on this possession. High screen for Owens to get Powell out open around him, and he stops for 16-footer right at the free throw line. Nathan Powell has 12. 16:49 left to go. 40-39 now. Clayton State leads UNCP for the first time in the second half. Braves have it up high with David Struther to set the offense. 4 wide across the free throw line from sideline to sideline. Struther bounces it towards the end line down the right side of the key, leaves it left side to Grant, takes in strong body up against Jacarl Owens, and Nigel Grant will not be denied the opportunity to put it in the cookie jar. 24 points for Nigel Grant, 41-40 Braves. 16:23 to go now. McRae left a circle, tries a 3, rattles halfway home and out. Owens tries to tip a rebound, but it's into the hands of Brandon Watts. Settles it calmly in the key, now brings it right to left into the front court along our near side. Crossing over on McRae, stepping it back into left wing. McRae jumps out to try to get to it, and he kicks the basketball as Watts tried to put it back on the floor. Kickball, 20 on the shot clock, 16:09 to go here in the game. Nigel Grant will get a breather, as will David Struther for the Braves. Micah Kinsey gets to return, as does James Murray Boyles, both with 3 fouls, and they haven't played in about 16 minutes of game time. Goes back up high to the logo with Tyrell Kirk over to the far right wing with Kinsey. Gets JB rolling off a screen. JB takes it down towards the end line. Shoulders up Dantes Benjamin and picks up his 4th personal on an offensive foul. So Murray Boyles with 4 now. He was in for all of 7 seconds before picking up foul number 4. First foul of the second half, 16:05 to play, 41-40 Braves lead. They'll leave Murray Boyles in for the time being. Got to be careful on this defensive possession. Powell has it up high, defended by Watts. Braves in a little zone defense. They switch it on Powell as he drives down to the end line. Up over Akia Pruitt and able to lob it up with a left hand over Pruitt for two. Powell now has 14 and 6 in the second half out of the gates. 42-41 Clayton State. A bounce pass down to the right block for Murray Boyles. Wants to go to work against Taylor. Spins it baseline off glass for two. And Murray Boyles now has 4. 43-42 Braves. We continue to go back and forth here in this game. Powell along the right side takes it up high, up in between the circles, bouncing it on the deck, right hand to left, over to Dantes Beneman. 17 left to shoot. Beneman looking for a double high screen, takes it to the right side around Taylor, stops up at the head of the key. Goes to his left wing with Owens, 11 to shoot, still looking for help. Beneman up high now with it, defended by Murray Boyles. They switch it with Pruitt up high. Murray Boyles back to defend the ball. Left block, Taylor with it, turns around, a righty hook from 8, won't go. Off the front of the iron, rebound along the right side baseline to Justin Tuckson. And another offensive board for Clayton State. On the offensive glass, they are now up 14-8. Nathan Powell has it up at the point. Bounces it to the right wing side. Beneman goes down to Taylor in the right block. Spins around Pruitt, able to angle under the cup and up with a left hand on a scoop shot there for Jalen Taylor. 4 points for the PBC first teamer. 44-43 Clayton State. Possession by possession, last 3 times down the floor. We've seen the lead change hands. 14:39 to go here in this game. Tyrell Kirk off the right wing down to the block with Akia Pruitt. They shade a double team to Pruitt. Backs into Jalen Taylor, kicks it out high to Murray Boyles. Straight away 3, triggered by JB a little too long. Braves trying to pull an offensive board. They do. Tapped out by Kirk out to Micah Kinsey. He's now in between the rings for the Braves. Dribbles with a left hand near side to the wing. Bounces left block with JB under the basket, trying to go up with Owens on his back. And he's fouled as he readjusted under the basket, trying to angle to the right side. And Jacarl Owens picks up his second. First foul against Clayton State in the second half. They lead UNCP 44-43, but James Murray Boyles will be at the free throw line for 2 when we come back with 14-17 to play in the Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship men's basketball action here on the UNCP Sports Network.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
The PBC is commitment.
The PBC is community.
The PBC is competition.
The PBC is character. We are the PBC.
Back here from inside the lock at Clayton State. That's what they call their athletics and fitness center. Trevor Williams with you on the Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship Day this Sunday afternoon in the PBC. James Murray Boyles has 2 free throws out of the media timeout with 14-17 left to go. JB 3 fouls in the first half, picked up a quick 4th when he checked back in here in the second half. JB needs these free throws to put the Braves back ahead, and he misses the first of the 2. Chance to tie it now at the line. Braves at the stripe today have gone 13 of 20. That's only 65%. Getting plenty of opportunities at the line, but just missing on some of those. Also getting hurt on the offensive glass, where it's a 14-9 advantage for Clayton State. Good rebounding team, and Murray Boyles misses the second. Empty trip there for the Braves. They're still down 1, 44-43. For Clayton State, the lead with 14-10 left to play. Powell bouncing it on the deck up to his hip high on the left wing, hands off with Beneman. Crowd has grown throughout here in this game at the lock. Watts nearly reads a pass up at the point for Powell, almost picked it. Powell drives right side, takes hard body contact. Officials say the Braves were straight up defensively. They'll take it the other way as Powell didn't hit the basket. Into the right corner, far side for JB, comes up short on a triple, hits low iron, glances down into the hands of Taylor, passes near side with Powell. Races into the front court to pull it back up to the top of the key with 13:42 to go. Jacarl Owens, right side of the lane, trying to back down Murray Boyles. Spins, left-hand hook shot in the lane from 8 feet. Bounces off the rim, down into the lane, and Murray Boyles able to corral the rebound for the Braves at hip height. Out to the far side, Micah Kinsey. Now he races towards the end line, kicks it to the near side wing with Brandon Watts, but he shuffled the feet as Kinsey couldn't settle those feet towards the end line. The travel will give it back to Clayton State. 44-43, Clayton State leading your number 24 UNCP Braves with 13:28 to play. Jacarl Owens in for Nathan Powell on the inbounds pass, and then they're joined by Dantes Beneman, Jalen Taylor, and Justin Tuxon. Brandon Watts along with Javion Hicks, Micah Kinsey, David Struther, Akia Pruitt for the Braves. Tuxon off the left wing tries a 3 over the head of Struther, and on the backside, Jacarl Owens trying to fight for a rebound around Akia Pruitt. He's called for a push. Jacarl Owens with his 3rd personal and the 2nd team foul against Clayton State here in the half. They've actually tabbed that on the board as the 4th personal for Jacarl Owens. Check to make sure that's correct, and it is Owens' 4th. Owens had 2 in that first half, now 2 here in the second half, and he'll have to take a seat for Clayton State. That's a big foul against the Lakers post. Off the right wing with it, Micah Kinsey gets a screen from Pruitt on the right wing. Takes it up high, head of the key, bounced around the screen, didn't have any help. Down towards the end line, looking for a pass out. Javion Hicks flashing in the lane, out to the right wing with Pruitt. He's left alone there by Jalen Taylor, decides against a shot, tries to put on the deck, instead barrels a right shoulder into Taylor, and Pruitt's called for an offensive foul. That will be a 3rd against Akia Pruitt and the 2nd against the Braves here in the half. 2 team fouls to either side with 12:52 left to play. 44-43, Clayton State leading UNCP. Tooth and nail, these two sides fighting back and forth. This lead has changed hands already 7 times and more in the second half of play. A drive down the right side of the key for Beneman. He's fouled, trying to lob it up off glass, and this will be against Javion Hicks. Hicks committing his 1st personal, and 2 free throws coming for Dantes Beneman. The senior split a trip earlier at the line. His only point so far came from the free throw line after he was the leading scorer a day ago for Clayton State in their win over USC Aiken at 73-70. And he misses the first of these 2 shots. Nathan Powell's connected for 14 points against the Braves, and Aubrey McCray with 9. Other than that, the Braves really haven't been hurt by anybody. Played a solid defensive game, but they got to get a little more going on the glass as they're holding Clayton State to 34% shooting, and both free throws missed by Beneman. Along the near side, David Struther, left wing with the outlet, drives across the painted area, tries to throw it off glass. A shot not there. It's tipped by the right hand of Nigel Grant, back off of Dantes Beneman, and it's pawed out of play as the Braves will keep it under their basket. 12:26 left to go, nearing immediate timeout. With Clayton State leading by 1, 44-43. The band starting to chant out of the far side. Let's go Pembroke. To the left wing, Brandon Watts with the basketball, drives towards the head of the key at the free throw line, and he's blocked by Kyle Kinsey. Getting close there for Brandon Watts and throwing out a left hand with a push-out, but Kinsey picking up the foul on the block. Actually, they'll say against Aubrey McCray, rather. That is McCray's 3rd personal, 3rd foul against Clayton State here in the half. So now you've got Jacarl Owens with 4, Aubrey McCray with 3, Kyle Kinsey with 3 for Clayton State in the foul trouble department. Nigel Grant left a circle, shot fake, drives free throw line, kicks back right wing with Micah Kinsey, crosses up Beneman, takes it towards the right elbow now, pull it back out towards the timeline. Heels nearly pressed there, dribbles to his left side, handoff with Watts around the wing. Goes cruising down the top of the lane towards the basket down the left side, just misses the lane in the key, tries to rip it away from Jalen Taylor on a rebound, and they call a foul against Brandon Watts for reaching. Bench can't believe it to our left side. They thought it was a clean pick out by Brandon Watts, as that's now his 3rd foul, and the 4th against the Braves in the half. 44-43, Clayton State. Our next whistle will take us to immediate timeout. Micah Kinsey defending the ball across the timeline. Dantes Beneman. Kinsey had 3 first-half fouls, hasn't picked up one here in the second. Beneman up high to Tuxon, looking underneath for Taylor, has a mismatch with the guard Kinsey defending him down the left block. Off to the right wing with McCray, defended by Watts. They switch it up high. Pruitt leading the head of the defense, and Watts trying to reach around Nathan Powell as the bounce pass goes his way, and Watts is called for being in the back of Nathan Powell. 4th foul against Brandon Watts with 11:44 to play. This will also be media timeout, at least it should be, as we are under 12, and now the officials will see it, and the Braves bring it back to the bench. 4 fouls against Brandon Watts. He joins James Murray Boyles with 4, and the Braves starting to feel the pressure of the foul trouble as well. These two teams going right at it here in Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship action. It's a 1-point game. Clayton State leading UNCP with 11:44 to go when we come back.
Have you rewarded yourself lately? Now's your chance. Download #BraveNation, the free student rewards app for UNC Pembroke. Receive notifications about exclusive information within Brave Nation. Earn points for attending select Brave events. More points equal more rewards. Reward yourself today with #BraveNation. That's #BRAVE Nation. Available for free in the Google Play and App Store. #BraveNation. Get rewarded.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
Trevor Williams back with you on the UNCP Sports Network. 44-43, the Clayton State lead with 11:44 left to play. Benjamin inbounding from the near baseline, or near side to us, we should say down to our right. Far side of the floor is up high with it. Nathan Powell dribbles towards the left elbow, pulls it back. McCray faking to lean towards the lane. Micah Kinsey tips it away on the far side towards the end line. Kinsey racing to get to it. He takes it away at the end line for the Braves. Throws it back to Pruitt, and he raises up and slams it down with two hands. Akia Pruitt with 9. Micah Kinsey creating the play on the takeaway the other direction, and he stayed with the basketball, twice poking it free from Dantes Benjamin. 45-44, Braves, 11:13 to go. Justin Tuckson off the right wing with it, dribbles to his left, defended by Pruitt. A bounce pass down towards Nathan Powell, defended by Struther. Faces him up, straight up. Now Powell backing it down, turns around with the left hand, misses the hook. Gets his own rebound, tries to put it back up against Nigel Grant, makes the shot, hits the deck. A little bit of an acting job there by Nathan Powell, but he got the bucket anyway, 16 points. Clayton State at times hitting the floor like ragdolls here in this contest. They've tried to flop a few times on the Braves. Into the near side corner, David Struther back down to the left block with Akia Pruitt turning around for a hook shot, and he's raked by Nathan Powell. Powell with his third personal, 2 shots coming for Akia Pruitt. 46-45, Clayton State the lead over your number 24 Braves with 10:42 left to go. Braves won the Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship last year after having a share of the regular season title. Ended last year a 10-game winning streak, the longest under Ben Miller. The free throw missed by Akia Pruitt on the first of the 2 shots. Braves will not be able to take the lead at the line here, but they could tie it up at 46. Then they fell to Conference Carolina's Limestone last year in the NCAA tournament, the 4th trip to that tourney under Ben Miller. Braves will make their 5th this year. Second free throw missed by Pruitt, hit front iron, rattled off back, and couldn't settle to find a home. 46-45 Clayton State. They nab the rebound off the left side of the lane. They bring it up the floor with Nathan Powell off to the right wing with Tuckson. Drives to the free throw line, stops left elbow, shot fakes Pruitt, ducks underneath Pruitt, and rises up for 2 for 14. And that shot good for Justin Tuckson. 7 points now for him. 48-45 Clayton State the lead. Kinsey on the right wing with it. Looking for help to the baseline towards Nigel Grant. Lost his handle on it towards the end line and bobbled the basketball out of bounds on the pass. It'll go back to the Lakers. The turnover against the Braves, they're 13th. Clayton State with 12. On the glass, they're up 36-29. Micah Kinsey swiping away the inbounds pass just to our left along the end line. Takes it under the basket, tries to leave with Akia Pruitt, goes up with a righty hook on a slight make, and the Braves able to get within 1 at 48-47. 11 points now for Pruitt, and 2 big steals here in these last few possessions by Micah Kinsey. They now double McCray on the far sideline. He feels the pressure between Pruitt and Struther and has to take a timeout for Clayton State. Half of the second half has gone by, 10 minutes left to go, and it's 48-47, Clayton State leading UNCP. With this being our first call timeout of the half, we will take a break. Clayton State by 1, Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship game. It's a good one here at the Lock in Morrow, Georgia. Back with more after this here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Attention Brave fans, alumni, and parents. Be sure to visit our official UNCP Braves Athletics online store at shopuncpbraves.com. The interactive website features more than 1,100 products, from exclusive sideline apparel to pet supplies and championship gear. Shop UNCPbraves.com today.
Trevor Williams back with you from Morrow, Georgia, where it's UNC Pembroke trailing by 1, 48-47, the Clayton State lead. They have the basketball here in their second half of play. With it up around the point is Kyle Kinsey for Clayton State. Dribbles to his left side, defended by David Strother. Braves in a 2-3 zone look. Over to the right wing it goes, to swing through McCray, back up high to Kinsey, straightaway 3 with 7 on the shot clock, comes up short. That was NBA range. Nigel Grant trying to get to rebound over the top of Jalen Taylor, was going to be over the back, took his hands off, and Taylor ripped the offensive board, but then he tries to throw to Nathan Powell, who walks on the right side of the lane, was spinning around, switched his pivot foot, and he'll turn it back over to the Braves. Both sides, actually now a 14th turnover against Clayton State. Was going to say it was even at 13, but the Lakers picking up their 14th there. 9.5 left to go. Braves down by 1, 48-47. They bounce to the game's leading scorer, Nigel Grant, at the head of the key. Dribbles to his left side, hands off with Kinsey, darts down the lane, kicks right corner to Strother for a 3-ball for the Braves, and he drains it. David Strother, his first make of the afternoon. 35th 3 of the year for the freshman from nearby Lumberton. He plays close to home at UNC Pembroke. Micah Kinsey, who's from Atlanta, just 30 minutes away here. He's defending the point as it goes to the right wing with Justin Tuckson. Shading off him is Akia Pruitt. He's up near the point of this zone for the Braves. Also Jamal Bryant up at the top of this key. A drive down the right side for McCray. Leaves it with Powell. Down into the post, and Grant slaps a shot from Taylor off the glass. He's called for a foul. Looked like a clean block, but Grant picking up his second personal, and 2 shots coming for Jalen Taylor. The freshman for Clayton State will be at the line for 2. 8:50 left to play. Braves line the key on either side, and Taylor with his first free throw off front iron and off the glass. 4 points for Taylor in this game. He was 2 of 2 at the line before that try. Braves looking for a big rebound if he misses here on this spot. The 2-point lead at 50-48. Strother, Kinsey, Grant with Bryant and Pruitt on the floor for the Braves, and the second is good for Jalen Taylor. 5 points there for Jalen Taylor now. The Braves by 1, 50-49. Micah Kinsey, some big steals in the second half, has the point control for the Braves. At the knobs, he brings it to the left wing with Akia Pruitt. Gets a handoff right on back, takes it up high, fakes a pass left wing with Bryant. It's taken away by Bedeman. He's trying to enter the post down towards Grant. Bedeman the other direction against Kinsey. Pulls up right elbow for 2. Shot too short. Tipped by Taylor into the lane towards Bryant. Throws it length to the floor down to Nigel Grant. Racing against one, tries to lay it off glass. Missed the shot, picks up his own miss, tries to put it back from the right side, misses the point blank lay-in. Braves without numbers the other way. 4-on-3 for Clayton State. As they're a little slow to get back, now they race back in. It's 5-on-5 defensively. Bedeman off the right wing with it. Clayton State trailing by 1, 50-49. 8:07 to go in this game. Handoff on the left wing with Tuckson, looking for help up high. Gets Taylor, fakes the screen, doesn't ever set it. Goes to left wing to McCray for 3. Rises up, that rattles halfway home and out. Micah Kinsey skies up for a board for the Braves. Runs the floor, slings it near side to Bryant. Pops a 3 at the left wing, and that one hits back iron. Kinsey up strong for a rebound in the lane. The small guard will wrestle it out for the Braves back to the point. Goes to the right wing for Strother, wants another 3, and David Strother's got his second. 6 points for Strother, and bang for the Braves. 53-49 their lead with 7:36 left to go. Dantes Bedeman off the far side, dribbles with the right hand, crosses between the legs, takes it over the logo just across center floor. Braves with some high pressure. Nathan Powell has the dribble, 15 on the shot clock, staying a ways out. Still 30 feet from the basket, the Lakers. It's taken back up high by Tuckson. 7 to shoot, left wing. Bedeman looking for an entry, left post. It's a turnaround by Taylor. Up over the top, and Nigel Grant can't get the shot to fall. Kia Pruitt with the two-handed board. Up to the near side, through Bryant to Struther. Stopped in the left wing, trying to entry to Grant. It was tipped for a moment by McCray. Grant able to wrestle it back, turns around, lays it up with a left hand for two, and a timeout called by Clayton State. 55-49 Braves as they start to pour it on here in the second half. David Struther sparks it with a couple big threes, and then Nigel Grant, just a force to be reckoned with in the post, as this will take us to a media timeout as well. 7:01 left to go, 55-49, number 24 UNCP leading Clayton State here in the Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship game on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Trevor Williams back with you here from Clayton State University. 55-49, the UNC Pembroke lead in this championship game of the Peach Belt Conference Tournament. Trying to be undisputed champions in the PBC for back-to-back years. Shares in the regular season in 2 straight years, and last year the conference tournament champions. They've won 5 straight in PBC tournament play. Down to the left block it goes to Jalen Taylor up against Nigel Grant. He stripped it free, and it's into the hands of Tyrell Kirk along the baseline on the right block. Kirk brings it to the near side towards the left wing on offense for the Braves. He'll pull it up top, bounce it to his far side right wing with Struther. Looking down to the baseline with James Murray Boyles, playing with 4 fouls. Just checked in, backing down. Nathan Powell into the lane, turns around, lefty hook. It's off the left end of the iron, rolls in free for the Braves, and they've got a 57-49 lead. Biggest lead of the night. Well, no, it was 10 for the Braves. Now it's at 8. Led 12-2 in that first half. Murray Boyles has 6 now for UNC Pembroke. Out to the left wing, McCray with it, up high through Benjamin. McCray launches it with 2 hands over to the near side with Tuxen, defended by Kinsey. 6 minutes left to play, up high through Benjamin. Now Taylor gives it back over to Tuxen on the right side, swatted by Kinsey. His foot lands out of bounds, but the shot clock will have to be set to a some marking under 10 as they put a fresh 30 up there when Kinsey swatted that shot and was never able to grab possession for the Braves. So 5:58 left to play, and frustration understandably from the Braves bench as that shot clock will need to be reset here in this spot. The officials trying to talk about how much time to put back on this shot clock, as that possession was a healthy possession back over to the right wing for Clayton State. Right now it flashes 25, but that's nowhere close to right as they put 10 up on that shot clock. That feels a little more correct, but that's a shame that shot clock got reset in that situation. Seen the table do that a few times here in this game. At Clayton State, you don't want to assume anything, but that is the hard part. Up high it goes for Justin Tuxen. Drives to his left side over to the right wing for McCray. Rises up for 3 as the shot clock expires and he drains it. Aubrey McCray with only 1 tick left on that shot clock has 4 3-pointers. 57-52 the lead for the Braves. Out to the left corner with Micah Kinsey. He tries to entry down to Nigel Grant, and it's taken away in the sky by Aubrey McCray. Jumped up with 2 passes and stole it free from Kinsey. Into the right corner with Tuxen, pulls it back towards the wing, going to take it up high. 5:26 left to go. Braves lead by 5. Benjamin to the left wing with Tuxen. Tuxen looking around, motioning for help on a screen from Powell. Takes it up over top. Goes to the left wing to Jacarl Owens. Drives against Grant towards the end line, and a foul called as Owens was on the drive, and they call Nigel Grant for a block. Grant's 3rd, so he and Pruitt now each have 3. Kinsey has 3, Watts has 4, and Murray Boyles has 4. That reads as a 7th team foul against the Braves as well, so Owens will have a 1-and-1 for Clayton State. 5:15 to go, 57-52 the Braves lead, and Brandon Watts will be ready to check back in along with Akia Pruitt. Officials will motion them both in. Micah Kinsey and Nigel Grant will take a seat for the Braves. 4 fouls by Clayton State. Braves trying to get a little extra breather before the next media timeout for Grant and Kinsey. Get them ready for the final push with this 5:15 left. A 5-point lead for now. We'll see if Owens can change that here at the free throw line for Clayton State. The first of his 1-and-1 is up and good. He'll earn a second. 5 points now for Jacarl Owens. Was averaging just over 14 per game in his last 3. A transfer from Armstrong State, the senior, trying to get Clayton State its first Peach Belt Conference Tournament championship. And at 57-53, second free throw goes in to make it 57-54. UNC Pembroke by 3 with the basketball. 5:10 left to play, and David Struther showing horns as he brings it across the floor. Now he'll change it to a fist call out as he takes it to the far side over to the right wing. Hands it off between Watts, gives it back up high, top of circle. Watts crossing over between the legs, fading back on McCray for 3, and Brandon Watts just left the circle, makes it 9 points. Senior out of Wesley Chapel makes it 60-54 Braves. Left wing with it, Justin Tuxen, defended by James Murray Boyles. Back to the near side with McCray. Fakes a jab step to his right, back to Tuxen on the left wing. Chest pass over there, Tuxen drives to the left elbow. Goes up for 2, and the jumper for Justin Tuxen is good, and he's at 9 points. 60-56 Braves, 4.5 remaining. David Struther looking to Ben Miller along our left side for the play call. Dribbles to the far side of the floor across the timeline. Braves go to Murray Boyles on the right wing, a handoff back to Struther. Pruitt sets the screen on the right wing. Struther takes it high, goes back to Watts, just right of circle. Watts inside, entry pass down to Pruitt with 2 hands high. Pruitt backs towards the end line, able to turn it around, curl to his left, and a hook shot with a right hand off glass for 2. 13 for Akia Pruitt, and the Braves looking for a stop on defense. Ben Miller slapping the floor as his guys set back in 5 man-to-man coverage. 4 minutes left to go, 62-56. Tyrell Kirk trying to deny the ball over to the far left wing side. Tuxen has it there. Jacarl Owens now on the wing with it on the handoff from Tuxen. 10 to shoot. Owens dribbling towards the free throw line. Fades away over Akia Pruitt, and a big bucket for Jacarl Owens. 8 points for Jacarl. 62-58. This goes back and forth with 3:38 left to go. Our next whistle will be immediate timeout. Struther across the timeline looking for his far side help of James Murray Boyles. The play sets there. Murray Boyles passes up high to Watts, slings it with 2 hands overhead back to the near side to Struther. Bounces down to Murray Boyles along the end line from 15 feet. 2 jab steps to his right, steps left, rises up for 2, and JB, a 16-footer for the Braves to make it 8 points and a 6-point lead. Again, trying to dig in defensively. Braves in that man-to-man look, 3:09 left to play. Dantes Benjamin off the left wing around a screen from Powell to the right side of the circle, and he's faced straight up by Murray Boyles. Offers up high to Tuxen, defended by Kirk. Now a switch as Pruitt has to take Tuxen to the left side. Owens has it up high, dribbles right, around Watts, down towards the end line, and he beats Brandon Watts to the end line with a lay-in with the right hand. 4 straight answers for Clayton State, 64-60. Braves by 4, 2:45 to go. We're not getting a whistle here under 4 as these two sides just trade buckets back and forth, blow for blow in this PBC Conference Tournament Championship game. Murray Boyles up high at the point, tries to drive left side, had it rake free. Benjamin saves it on the end line. It might have been Jacarl Owens who popped it out on Murray Boyles. Benjamin goes out to the far side with McCray trying to get around Brandon Watts and David Struther. He splits the pair, and Watts is called for a reach as he's in on the right hand of Dantes Benjamin, and that's the 5th against Brandon Watts. 2:27 to play, and Watts is now fouled out with his 5th, and we will see free throws for Dantes Benjamin when we come back. 64-60, the lead for the Braves, 2:27 to go, and Dantes Benjamin at the line for a 1-and-1 right after this here on the UNCP Sports Network.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
The PBC is commitment.
The PBC is community.
The PBC is competition.
The PBC is character. We are the PBC.
64-60 the score. UNC Pembroke is leading Clayton State with 2:27 left to play here in Morrow, Georgia. Trevor Williams with you on the UNCP Sports Network for Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship action. It's two shots and not Dantes Benjamin on the dribble. It was Aubrey McCray who was fouled by Brandon Watts, who's now fouled out for the Braves with his 2:27 to go. The Braves also have 4 fouls for James Murray Boyle, so watch out for that as the front end of the 1-on-1 is missed by McCray, comes up shy, and the rebound to Akia Pruitt. The Braves will go on offense, up 4, just over 2 minutes to play. Trying to win back-to-back Peach Belt Conference tournament crowns, the Braves, after being regular season champs, co-champs in back-to-back seasons. Pruitt towards the end line, turning around a right-handed hook shot. He glazes it right over the rim, and it rolls over right side and in for Pruitt. Has 15 now for the Braves, 66-60 with 2:04 left to go. Defensively, Braves trying to stick their heels in. We're now under 2 to go. Left wing with it, Tuxen. Back up high to McCray. Joined by Benjamin, Owens, and Powell on the floor for Clayton State. Tuxen pulls up left to circle. Shot fake to 3. Hands off to Owens at the left elbow. 8 to shoot. Up over Struther for 2. Hits both sides of the iron. Trying to tap it back in was Benjamin. Could not. It's into the hands of Pruitt. 1:40 to go. Braves by 6 with the basketball. Jimmy Link wiping a bead of sweat from the top of his forehead as he sets his defense. Struther around Tuxen up high, drives towards the basket, puts it up with a right hand, and he barrels into Powell. They call an offensive foul. The official, though, off the right wing coming in saying that Powell is inside the restricted area. And he's calling the third official into this conversation. If Powell is inside that restricted area, it's a blocking foul, but the officials are going to stick with the charge. David Struther with just his first. Actually, they'll call it his second. 9 team fouls against the Braves. Player control, no free throws for Clayton State. Braves on defense, 66-60 their lead with 1:28 left to go. Dantes Benjamin left to right into the front court. Pass tipped by Kinsey towards the near side, and it's out of bounds. Tuxen saw it next to him, decided not to try to play it off the tip, just let it go out of play. Braves will reset, pass into the backcourt for Benjamin. He brings it up against a 2-3 zone. Struther and Kinsey, the head of that 2-3. 1:17 left to play to the right wing. Tuxen rises up for 3 over Kinsey. Shot not there. Nigel Grant up with 2 hands strong for the rebound right around the free throw line. Went out far side with Akia Pruitt. Gives it back to David Struther. He'll bring it back forward, and the Braves set the offense. 65 ticks between the Braves and a second consecutive PBC tournament championship as Kinsey drives end line along the far side corner, tries to throw it back up high, and he's fouled by Clayton State on the dribble. Be a 5th foul against the Lakers. They'll need to commit 2 more to even put the Braves into the bonus as it goes against Aubrey McCray, his 4th personal. McCray will have to be careful here down the stretch as well. Nigel Grant walking back towards the offensive end or the defensive end rather for the Braves, and they'll take a timeout here to talk about this in this spot. Nigel Grant is fired up right now. 59 5/10 left and a 66-60 UNCP lead. We'll keep it right here inside the lock. The Braves coach is trying to calm everybody down here in this spot. They want to get the guards all set, as likely what's going to happen now is Clayton State's going to get into a situation where they're going to have to think about fouling. 20 left on the shot clock. If the Braves can bleed the 59 5/10 left on that game clock, all of a sudden they make this very, very tough on Clayton State. As the Braves, the lead changed hands a few times at the start of the second half, but since then have controlled it. 31-26 their scoring advantage here in the second half, 35-34 in the first. Rebounding battle has been won by Clayton State 40-37, yet still the Braves have this 6-point lead. Their defense has held Clayton State to 35.5% shooting while shooting 46% of their own. The Braves 5 of 12 from 3, Clayton State 6 of 19. Turnover margin, 16 for UNCP, 15 for Clayton State. Braves 7 assists and Clayton State was 6. So that all comes back to even at the end of the day. Braves have blocked 5 shots. There's been a slew of fouls in this game, 43 of them combined in a physical, rough and tough Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship. It right now has the Braves on the upper hand. Braves have 2 timeouts remaining after that one called by Ben Miller. 66-60 their lead, 59 5/10. Kinsey on the floor with Kirk, Pruitt, Struther, and Grant. Kinsey looking to throw it in up high for Struther, goes to the right wing instead with Grant. Gets it handed back, beats Benjamin towards the end line. Kinsey goes up, trying to get around Powell, hit the deck. No call, Powell loses the handle in the backcourt. Hook free by Pruitt, up to Struther. Struther leaves it back for Pruitt, and he slams it home with a right hand. sky it over Powell. Kinsey races to steal the inbounds pass along the far side. Braves by 8, 68-60. They're fouled, and they have control. What a possession. A ball poked free in the backcourt. David Struther raced to the key, left it behind for Akia Pruitt, and he thundered it home. The foul was just the 6th against Clayton State, the 4th on Nathan Powell. The next will put the Braves into the bonus. 68-60 Braves, and their crowd that's traveled down here to Morrow comes to its feet. So Micah Kinsey will inbound for the Braves, 42 4/10. David Struther is going to be the likely target, second leading free throw shooter in the Peach Belt Conference, takes it into the backcourt, and he is fouled by Justin Tuckson. 1-1 coming for David Struther, and the Braves have a chance to put this on ice for their second consecutive Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship. Akia Pruitt and Nigel Grant. What performances for the Braves here today as the front end is missed by David Struther. Braves try to get to a rebound. It's tapped out off Jacarl Owens out to the end line. The Braves will take possession. 17 for Pruitt, 26 for Grant in the scoring, and Clayton State missed the opportunity to benefit from the missed free throw, as now they'll foul Struther along the far sideline again by Tuckson, and Struther will be at the line again for a 1-1. 36 2/10, 68-60 Braves lead. Clayton State got him the last time around here at the Lock. The Braves had an 8-game winning streak, and Georgia snapped on that day. Now they have a chance to make it 2 consecutive here in this state as Struther makes his first this time around. 7 points now for David Struther. An 85-65 win the first time around in Pembroke, followed by the loss here that was 83-73. Both good for Struther. 8 points now and a 10-point Brave lead at 70-60. They have a chance to repay the favor here on the road in the Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship. Tuckson has it right wing, tries a 3. Poked back out by Owens towards McCray at the top of the circle. He tries a 3. That's also missed. Still pinballing around. Tyrell Kirk along the sideline trying to crowd for the Braves, and he steps on the side. No points in 16 seconds off that clock for Clayton State. 23 ticks left. Braves by 10. Pass to the right wing to McCray. Fires a 3 right away. Launched it too long off iron. Pruitt grabs the rebound, gives to Struther, and the Braves are going to dribble it up the floor uncontested. UNC Pembroke, last year, they were the undisputed conference champions. This year, they settle their score with Clayton State, and for back-to-back seasons, the Braves are your Peach Belt Conference Tournament champions. Let the celebration ensue, and UNC Pembroke will likely be headed to the NCAA tournament as a 3 seed out of the Southeast region. A season series that was split 1-1 with Clayton State settled on Clayton State's floor, and you can call it revenge for the Braves as they get payback for a 10-point loss here 2 weeks ago, and they get a 10-point win of their own at 70-60. What a gutsy performance by the Braves through foul trouble and all, and their forwards really rose to the occasion here this afternoon in Morrow. 26 points for Nigel Grant to lead the Braves for the All-PBC first teamer, and 17 for Akia Pruitt as the Braves do it on Clayton State's floor in front of a rather large gathering of UNC Pembroke fans, including a band and all who traveled from up north in Pembroke, North Carolina to witness this one. We're glad that you were with us here on the UNCP Sports Network to see it for the Braves, as for the second time this year, and for the 4th time in the last 2 seasons, the Braves, yes, will cut down some nylon. They'll do it on their opposing team's floor here in Clayton. What a victory for the Braves as they claim that second consecutive Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship. They'll have the nets to cut down. We'll still have Ben Miller as well as Nigel Grant to join us on the postgame. We'll be back with those two here in just a few moments on the UNCP Sports Network.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it, It's will you.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
UNC Pembroke winners in the Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship 70-60 over the Clayton State Lakers here in Morrow, Georgia. They do it on the Lakers floor, and they exact revenge for a loss just 2 weeks ago here in Morrow, as the Braves are the Peach Belt Conference champions, and you can say it with another undisputed title for the Braves, as in back-to-back seasons they were regular season co-champions. Both years they proved that they were the champions in the Peach Belt Conference tournament. As they announced the all-tournament teams here, Akia Pruitt already named to that team for the Braves. You would wonder if Nigel Grant would likely be the candidate for an MVP, just the way that he put the team on his back today with a 26-point performance. As Dantes Beneman also named to that all-tournament team for Clayton State. But what a finish for the Braves here to their Peach Belt Conference season, to go through the tournament, snap a 14-game winning streak for Clayton State, and deny them their first Peach Belt Conference Tournament championship in school history. The Braves picking up their second and their third title game appearance, as Nathan Powell also called out as part of this all-tournament team for Clayton State. We're going to have the tournament teams announced. The Braves will begin to cut down the nets here at Clayton State after they are presented the Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship trophy. And then we'll also see Ben Miller and Nigel Grant join us on the postgame, as Nigel Grant was just announced as the MVP here this Peach Belt Conference tournament, and he was fired up to go receive that trophy at mid-floor, as were all of the Brave fans here along this side. And a chant of MVP breaks out as those four are joined for that all-tournament team. Akia Pruitt, Nigel Grant, along with Dantes Beneman and Nathan Powell, the four representatives from the two teams that made it all the way to the final game here today in the 70-60 win for number 24 UNCP over Clayton State, as those Braves will now be presented the conference tournament championship trophy. First it'll be Clayton State to receive their second place trophy, and then the Braves will take mid-floor and get that trophy here this afternoon in Morrow. It'll be a very, very happy drive back to Pembroke, North Carolina for the Braves, as their seniors and Ben Miller head to mid-floor to accept the trophy from the Peach Belt Conference Commissioner. Bryson Hall, Nigel Grant, Brandon Watts, and Ben Miller all there to take that trophy for the Braves, and the rest of UNC Pembroke in those black uniforms waiting to race out there and celebrate as well. As in back-to-back seasons, the Braves will take home that tournament championship here in the Peach Belt Conference. Clayton State and UNCP will both be headed to the NCAA tournament. The Braves, though, likely are going to get to leapfrog Clayton State and take the 3 seed in the Southeast region. Clayton State was ahead of the Braves in the Southeast for now. They'll be behind Queens and likely Lincoln Memorial as the 1 seed in the Southeast, but all of that will be settled tonight when we see the selection show. That's slated for 10 p.m. tonight at the Division II level, the selection show. We'll take an extended timeout. Stay with us. We still have Ben Miller, Nigel Grant to come after this here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Have you rewarded yourself lately? Now's your chance. Download #BraveNation, the free student rewards app for UNC Pembroke. Receive notifications about exclusive information within Brave Nation. Earn points for attending select Brave events. More points equal more rewards. Reward yourself today with #BraveNation. That's #BRAVE Nation. Available for free in the Google Play and App Store. Hashtag Brave Nation. Get rewarded.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
Trevor Williams back with you from inside the lock at Clayton State University, where the Braves win a second consecutive Peach Belt Conference Tournament championship, a final score of 70-60 over the Clayton State Lakers. Glad to have you with us here inside as we take a look at some of those team scoring from this contest in this game and some of those totals from this game. 70-60, we said the final. The Braves shot for the game a total of 45.5% from the floor, while Clayton State was at 34.4%. and 29% from three at 6 of 21. The Braves 5 of 13 from distance, 38.5% from three. They shot a disappointing 15 of 26 at the free throw line, 57%, but Clayton State did about the same, 10 of 18 on their afternoon at the line as well. Some of those team comparisons in the paint, it was a real slugfest down low. It was even at the end, 24-24. The Braves had a huge advantage in points off turnovers, including a thunderous dunk down the stretch to put it away, 23-7 off turnovers, the advantage for the Braves. Clayton State, they won the rebounding battle, 43-39. That led to a 17-9 advantage in second chance points. Braves had the only bucket on the fast break, and that was keyed by a steal for Micah Kinsey, who in this game ended up with 3 big steals for the Braves. 2-zip in the fast break, 10-8. The bench outscoring Clayton State for UNC Pembroke as well on a night in which there was a little bit of foul trouble for the Braves. They lost Brandon Watts with 2:27 to go, but they still were able to battle through for that victory. In terms of the point scoring totals for the Braves, 26 for Nigel Grant, 17 for Akia Pruitt, 9 for Brandon Watts, 8 for David Struther and James Murray Boyles, and 2 for Javion Hicks. Tyrell Kirk, Jamal Bryant, and Micah Kinsey also all played minutes in the game for the Braves and tallied stats in other categories for UNC Pembroke. Kinsey had the 3 steals, as we said. In terms of rebounding, it was 7 for Akia Pruitt to lead the way for the Braves, and then 5 for David Struther. The Braves will go out again to be presented banners and trophies as the tournament champions. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. Still to come, Ben Miller and Nigel Grant. Here on the postgame show, the Braves win the Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship 70-60 on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
The PBC is commitment.
The PBC is community.
The PBC is competition.
The PBC is character. We are the PBC.
For the Braves, a 70-60 final here for UNC Pembroke in the PBC Conference Tournament Championship game as they take down Clayton State to win a second consecutive Peach Belt Conference Championship. Trevor Williams with you on the UNCP Sports Network. Glad to have you with us. The guys cutting down the nets right now here inside the lock at Clayton State. We'll still have Ben Miller, Nigel Grant, the MVP of the tournament, along with us as well here in the postgame as the Braves. What a victory here tonight to pick up that second consecutive, as we said, Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship. So what a job done by the Braves to win it by 10 here at Clayton State. They'll likely, again, you would think, if everything works out seeding-wise, head in as the 3 seed out of the Southeast, with Clayton State likely to fall to the 4 seed, and we'll see how everything else goes from there. 70-60 the final. Still more coming on the postgame. Ben Miller, Nigel Grant will be coming up here in a little bit on the UNCP Sports Network.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Have you rewarded yourself lately? Now's your chance. Download #BraveNation, the free student rewards app for UNC Pembroke. Receive notifications about exclusive information within Brave Nation. Earn points for attending select Brave events. More points equal more rewards. Reward yourself today with #BraveNation. That's #BRAVE Nation. Available for free in the Google Play and App Store. #BraveNation. Get rewarded.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
Back here on the postgame report, UNC Pembroke a 70-60 win over Clayton State in the championship game of the Peach Belt Conference Tournament. Along with us now is Nigel Grant as Ben Miller climbs the ladder to cut down the nets. And
2
Nigel,
years in a row.
Yeah, you've got a big smile on your face. 2 consecutive years of cutting down the nets in the Peach Belt Conference Tournament. How does it feel to be back-to-back champions, undisputed style?
It feels really surreal right now. I'm just so happy. I'm happy that my teammates got to win. We brought in freshmen, and they got to win. They got to win under the belt. We about to get sized up for our rings.
How big was this game for you guys in terms of coming into Clayton State's house after what happened a couple weeks ago here in Morrow? I assume this was one you guys kind of had circled on the calendar when you had a chance to get back to it.
When we seen them win yesterday, we was happy because last year we didn't get to play Augusta.
Right.
We got to play Columbus State, so this year we just came out and executed what we needed to do.
Does it make it easier to say that to prove that you guys are now undisputed PBC champions?
Oh, most definitely.
Beat that team in that situation?
Most definitely. I just like that we going to the NCAA tournament ranked number 3 in the region, so that's a plus.
What were you feeling as, again, the crowd cheers as Ben Miller cuts the last
I need that net. I need that net. I need it.
We'll let you get your hands on it. But for you, what were you feeling early on in the game? I mean, you guys got in some early foul trouble. Both Micah and JB had some foul trouble early, and you seemed to really kind of take over with some of the scoring load. What did you feel there on offense when you kind of got into that rhythm?
When I got into that rhythm, I just felt like I needed to execute our offense. Coach told me to go out there and be dominant, and that's what I did.
And then for you guys in the rebounding battle, we knew that was going to be hard as that net is now delivered to you.
I needed this net. Hey.
You said you needed it. They brought it right over to you. They knew where it needed to go.
Mm-hmm.
But that rebounding battle was going to be big tonight. Yeah. 2 of the best rebounding teams. You guys lost the battle on the boards, but picked up some really big ones late. What was that moment like for you, especially down the stretch when you saw Micah Kinsey pick a couple steals away and you guys were really able to kind of assert your dominance down the stretch?
It was just tough rebounding this game. They focused in on the rebound. They know we come in, we rebound. We out-rebounded teams all season, so it was just a tough game. That's it. We just came out and executed it.
And as a player on this team, where have you felt the most change in this team from week 1 of the season to where you guys are now as Peach Belt Conference Tournament champions?
I feel like our freshmen really matured. They stepped up big. David is leading the league in assist turnover ratio.
Right.
We have 1, 2, and 3 on our team as freshmen, so it's definitely great.
And now you guys get to shift your focus to the NCAA tournament, a selection show later tonight, and then in less than a week's time, you guys will be in NCAA tournament action. What does that mean to you to be headed back to the NCAA tournament?
It's just a blessing. I'm just thanking God. I'm just going to keep counting on my blessings, and we're going to go in there and we're going to dominate. We're going to try to make a run this year.
MVP of the Peach Belt Conference Tournament, Nigel Grant, with us on the postgame show. Congrats on the win and the 26 points. We look forward to seeing you in the tourney.
Thank you so much.
That was Nigel Grant with us. We'll have Ben Miller along shortly as the Braves win it 70-60 here at Clayton State to claim their second consecutive Peach Belt Conference Tournament crown. We'll have Ben Miller coming along shortly right here on the UNCP Sports Network.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
The PBC is commitment.
The PBC is community.
The PBC is competition.
The PBC is character. We are the PBC.
We're back here in Morrow, Georgia, where it was a 70-60 win for UNC Pembroke as they claim their second consecutive Peach Belt Conference Tournament championship. The head coach of the Braves, Ben Miller, sitting down with us now. And Coach, I think this game probably about what everybody expected, that it was going to be tooth and nail down the stretch. Your guys pull away late. Let's just start with how proud are you to be able to say that you guys are back-to-back Peach Belt Conference champions in an undisputed fashion?
Well, you know, it's what you work for, what you not work. It never feels like work. Having a chance to be with these guys and grow together as a team, and you know, I've loved every team we've had, but this is really, really a special group. And you know, it was a long conference season. You know, to win 19 games in this league,
right.
And then to battle and get a championship on Clayton's court is special.
What do you talk to the team about before this game when you're going into this matchup with Clayton? Because it was a team that you guys split the regular season championship with. It was a team that you lost to here on their floor. I mean, did you use any of that as motivation for your guys, or was it just kind of business as usual coming into this game?
You know, I think this time of year, motivation usually is not a challenge. Sometimes it's actually a matter of getting your guys to calm down because they get so hyped up or amped up. And I think that was maybe a factor when we came here last time. Some of the guys were just almost trying too hard. Now, you can't try too hard on defense and rebounding, but sometimes guys will press and try to do a little too much offensively. So I think we learned from that, and maybe that experience helped us get a little stronger.
There's some early foul trouble in this game for you guys. The eventual MVP of this tournament, Nigel Grant, kind of takes over during that stretch in which James Murray Boyles and Micah Kinsey both had to sit with 3 fouls. What did you see from Nigel and kind of his ability to control the game, especially in the first half here today?
Yeah, he's all-conference player, and he showed it today. Showed why. And even though a guy like Brandon Watts didn't have a great offensive night, those 2 seniors along with Bryson and Desmond, who's not with us here today, but those guys have just grown into tremendous leaders, and they those guys showed it on the court today.
And this team as a whole, when it goes back and forth the way it did, what were some of the discussions you guys had as a team, both coming into this game and throughout those timeouts in the second half before you were able to space it late? What were some of the things you guys talked about in those stretches to help get to the victory?
Well, it was a real team effort. I mean, you got a guy like Jay Hicks, I didn't know who he was a year ago. He just made our team as a walk-on, but he's worked hard, and he's earned, a spot on this team, and he played a huge role today when we got into foul trouble. And whether it was Jamal stepping in here or there, and a couple guys were playing out of position for some stretches of the game, and we just kind of found a way.
Micah Kinsey, we've said it time and time again, defensively, he's just a thorn in the side of every opponent that he goes against. And he comes up with some huge steals in the second half of this one, including some to really kind of put it on ice for you guys. What was it like when you could finally get him back in after not being able to have him for so long in that first half, and how did you see him change the game down the stretch defensively?
He just plays so hard. He is, I thought, Akio is very deserving of Defensive Player of the Year, but Micah's, if we had an all-defensive team, Micah would surely be on that. And, the way he guards, the way he attacks in transition, distributes the ball. He's just, a spark, but he's also, a guy that, has really been very unselfish in his role of, coming off the bench from day one. He said, Coach, I don't care. I just want to help the team. And that's the kind of guys we have, and it's a blessing as a coach.
Does it add a little bit of extra satisfaction to it when it comes against a team that you shared a regular season championship with in terms of winning the tournament championship, kind of being able to say, hey, for once and for all, we proved that we were the best team this year in the Peach Belt Conference?
Well, that's kind of like last year. We tied for the regular season, but we're able to win the conference tournament, and it kind of puts a little stamp on the championship.
Right.
So I know that was in the back of the guy's mind, that we want to be the last team standing.
I asked this question to Nigel, but I'll ask it to you as well. Where have you seen this team change the most when you look at the evolution of your ball club from week one of the season to where you guys are now as Peach Belt Conference tournament champions?
Well, early in the season, we were really struggling to find our rotation, partly because, we had some really talented players, but they were young. And they were, Watts had to play out of position some at the point guard, and as those guys got better, we kind of settled into our 7-8 man rotation. And then I think, our defense has evolved. Rebounding has been fairly consistent, but I think this team, maybe more than some others we've had, have really bought into the defensive end.
All right, Coach. Well, congratulations on the Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship. Now you guys await selection for the NCAA tournament in less than a week's time, and we're looking forward to being there with you guys every step of the way throughout this postseason run. Congrats on the win, and we'll let you go celebrate with your team.
Yeah, thanks, Trevor.
That was Ben Miller with us here on the postgame as the Braves win it 70-60 to claim a second straight Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship. And the Braves, again, like we said, likely to be going towards a 3 seed in that NCAA tournament, but we will see how that all strikes out tonight in the selection show. This is the second most wins in school history for UNCP. It was second to the 1990-91 team that won 27. Braves are now to 26, and they'll have a chance at their 27th in the NCAA tournament as the Braves are Peach Belt Conference champions once again in the tournament for a second straight year. 70-60 the final. Thanks for being with us here in Morrow, Georgia, as the Braves get it done. Nigel Grant, your tournament MVP, and a slew of others who had their hands in a big tournament championship for the Braves. Selection show tonight at 10 o'clock. You can watch it at ncaa.com. Just check for the D2 settings on that men's basketball page. And also check in for all the action, all the news upcoming for the Braves into next week's NCAA tournament at uncpbraves.com. Thank you very much for being with us tonight. It was our pleasure to bring you this championship game from Morrow, Georgia. And until next time, this is Trevor Williams wishing you a pleasant good evening. We're the Braves, winners and Peach Belt Conference champions tonight in the tournament, 70-60 over Clayton State. Good night, everybody.